Boop. And once it's up, it's up. Alright. Okay. 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 Everything's rolling. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Talk about a smooth start. No awkward silences. And I get to show you guys something. I built a thing. I spent about maybe an hour, maybe even up to 2 hours, gathering up the resources really quick, just scouring my base, and then building a skulk farm. And so I'm out in the middle of nowhere right now, but it exists, it works actually very well, and I'll show you guys how it works. So essentially what you do is you take out your hoe, you stand, well, actually I gotta start the farm. And so you just stand on these campfires, and there's this little honey block that shifts you back and forth because of the it's sticky. There's pistons that push it back and forth. I don't know exactly why it works. I just know it does. It's a little slow at times, and I don't know why. Somebody might be in the end right now. Yeah, that's my guess, because they take their sweet time to spawn sometimes. But it should get going again, and boom. And you just hold down the right click, or left click button, sorry. And there's a stone generator that gets turned into more skulk. And then all these little mine carts, they come in, they pick up all your items. And then I have, just down here, a couple of chests that I can get into that give me plenty of skulk. So that's what I've been doing this pretty much all of today. I mean, I got some VOD thumbnails done, that was good. And outside of that, not been a whole lot else. But you know, that I'll say, you know, I think this was a pretty good use of time, in all honesty. I've been needing to do it for a while, and my big reason for it was I wanted to be done with the Skulk Cave soon. So I built the Skulk Farm, and I honestly love it so much. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner, but I had extra time today, and I was like, you know what? Let's do that. And I also spent time earlier in the week working on I say earlier in the week, it was actually last night. I spent some time working on my goals for the month, and I have all those filled out. I'm ready, I'm set, and it's gonna be a good time. I need to update the server again. Let me add that to the to-do list really quick, and then we'll get going here. Today, can I set that to no? Okay, Control-0 is what I need. That's good. Okay. That's Control-1. Control-0. Why is that so busted? What? Okay, whatever. There we go. Okay, what was it? It was update Minecraft server. There we go. Okay, we're good now. We're good. We're good. Okay, so I did this. That was good. And the plan, I'll show you guys. Hey, Frog, good to see you. Also, thank you for submitting your tax to Swiftu and Ryan Ralph, and congrats on grabbing first Swiftu, 41st time total. GG's. The other day I did find out about a double chest full of skulk in the builder base. Don't know if you knew about it. I did see that, yes, and I might steal from it, honestly, because there's no reason for me to not. We're not gonna have a builder project with skulk in it, and I think, honestly, you know, nobody's gonna throw a fit if I did steal it, especially now that I do have a skulk farm. If we need more skulk, I can always get us more. So I'm hoping today we're gonna finish the Skulk Cave skulk placement. There's still gonna be a lot more to do. We still gotta add all the veins where we do the what do you call it? The warped stem. We still gotta do all of those. We've gotta. I'm debating on whether or not I want to do one more stalagmite or anything like that. Maybe. Outside of that, though, I think we're nearing completion here, which is good. It's just kind of like getting it to those final stages where we can actually make it look better. Because right now it's like, okay, it's some skulk. Okay, that's cool. But it's gonna all come together pretty much like in the last couple of details. So right now it's about just getting the skulk on the ground, but then after that we'll be adding in you know, these veins and vines hanging everywhere, and we're gonna probably be adding some stalagmites onto the or stalactites holding onto the ceiling, and hey, back off, buddy. And of course doing some more patchy stuff here as well. It's gonna be really cool. Oh yeah, while you're not started, go take a look at my castle. I'll take a look here in a little bit. I do need to put down this box really quick. Hello, Waldo. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Hello, PLF. Good to see you as well. Okay, let's go out to the castle. I know exactly where it is from here. Let's go to fly. We almost never get to fly anywhere. It's actually this way. I said I knew which way it was. I get a little lost when I'm coming up out of those caves. How's everybody been doing though? I hope you all been doing well. I know the Minecraft movie has been out for a little bit. However, I have still not seen it. I am intending to go watch it this weekend. It's gonna be a good time, hopefully. I can't wait. I know there's some people who have said it's a terrible movie. There's some people who have said it's a great movie. I honestly don't care either way. I'm gonna make up my own opinion, but I do have some hope. I do have some hope. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, we got some new colors. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. It's blue now. Okay. Okay. I can vibe with this. I can vibe with this. Hang on. Let's honestly, I almost kind of prefer it to be blue. Like the red had a certain feel to it, but the blue it makes me think of in Star Wars, the Naboo. It kind of reminds me of Naboo. And that's really nice. That's cool. I don't know if you're gonna do the rest of the board there, but there's a couple more tasks, and honestly, this is pretty solid. I do like the blue really does look good. I don't know, the way it complements the or contrasts the dark oak wood looks nice. It looks really, really nice. Hey, what are those lights? We'll ignore the frog lights, right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's what everybody said. See, doing amazing. I saw the Minecraft movie, so feeling good. It's blue now. Yeah, yeah. I can't wait. I'm hoping it's a good movie. I think I've got hope. I've been waiting for the movie for it was whenever it was first announced, which I want to say was almost 10 years ago, if not over 10 years ago. I've been waiting. I remember they announced it, and then there was some creative differences, and so it got kind of put on the back burner. Then they had a new writer come in, and then there was a new director, and then there's all this turmoil for the movie, and eventually it finally came out, which is so cool. Hello. Have some potatoes. Yeah, I'm so excited just purely for the fact that I've been waiting so long. I think it's going to be a funny movie, and anything beyond that, I'm happy with. But I think it will be. I think it'll be awesome. I'm telling you, that was peak cinema, but it made it a ton better because every time they said any of the quotes, we all screamed the quote and start aggressively clapping like the whole theater. That's insane. That's actually insane, but kind of awesome. That makes it a real experience. Sometimes the crowd makes the movie better. You got a pretty good set of gear for the auction. I gotta say, that's pretty nice. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it. I know there's gonna be a lot of references and Easter eggs that I'm probably going to pick up all of them. If I had to guess, I probably will because I've been around a long time. And I am going to hopefully make a video covering a bunch of things about the movie that I noticed and just giving my general thoughts and opinions. I'll do a spoiler-free review, and then the other half of the video will contain spoilers. But that's my hopes anyway. I can also write that off on my taxes afterwards, which would be kind of nice. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. It was so bad though because of the tornado warning hit like right before the climax. Dude, that sucks. Like all the tension is building up in the movie and then boom, you have to pause and that's awful. I mean, at least it didn't like pause at like right in the middle of like the climax where like okay, boom, suddenly I don't know how the movie goes, so this is just me spitballing, but like boom, suddenly the Ender Dragon comes through the ancient city portal. That's so outlandish it wouldn't happen. So I'm taking my bets on that. That didn't happen. But you know, like that happens and it pauses right there. That would be awful. But you know, I think overall the movie looks good. I'm hoping that my experience doesn't pause. It's not a long movie either, which I'm really hyped about. I hate how long movies have become. They used to be like on average, you know, an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and that was it. Nowadays, movies are expected to be 2.5, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and it's like, dude, I don't need that in my life. You know? I'm an adult. I only have so many hours in the day, you know? There he goes, off into the distance. It's a me. Pizza Pro. Whoa. That's a name we haven't seen in a little bit. Whoa, indeed. The Easter eggs, references, and cameos are so cool and just great. They got the audience very well. Nice. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. No worries. Glad to see you. Let's see. The end credit scenes are so good, but wait between the first end credit and second end credit scene is brutal. The wait between them. Okay. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. And I'll tell you this, notches it in the end credit scene. You know, I had my bets on that. As much as I think it would have been awesome for him to have been in the movie, Mojang and Microsoft hate his guts. And, you know, I can't say I blame them necessarily. He said some pretty atrocious things from my understanding, and he didn't really leave the company on great terms either. But, you know, I think, it is sad how distant he has been forced from his creation as well. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. Welcome on in. There's a section called, like, special things at the end, and it names some devs and some people that help with Minecraft. Dude, that's gotta be a long, long, long list. Because, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want any spoilers, and I don't want to prompt you guys into saying anything. But I can think of like 20 names just right now that all deserve a very, very large thanks for Minecraft being Minecraft. Note, I said some. Yeah, I picked up on that. I know it's impossible to thank everybody who should be thanked, but there's a huge list. And I can think of a couple of just blanket statement, like, studios even. Like, I would be willing, don't spoil this because I do want to experience this one. But they better have 4J Studios on there, okay? They owe a lot of Minecraft success to 4J. If it weren't for the console editions of the game, I don't know if Minecraft would be here, in all honesty. Because during that time where console edition first started coming out and gaining popularity, it was behind Java edition, but Java edition wasn't really receiving a whole bunch of new updates around that time, if I recall. Because that was around the time the combat update came out, and there was a whole lot of, like... It was Microsoft restructuring the whole company, essentially. And, If I recall correctly, anyway, there was a gap between 1.8 and 1.9 that was like, oh boy, was that a year and a half long or something like that? And between then, there was like no new updates or whatever. And then on top of that, there was kind of a long wait afterwards too. And during that time, console edition was picking up in popularity, and that was really the lifeblood of Minecraft for a while, was console edition. And of course, Java came back. It always was going to come back, but I don't know what Minecraft would have looked like had the player base not stuck around because of console edition. I think it would have still been there, but I don't know if it would have been as big as it is. September 2014 through February 2016. Yeah, that right there is insane to me. How long of a wait that was. So 4J definitely would deserve a big fat thank you. C418 should be in there, if he isn't. Jeb, of course, Jeb. Dinnerbone, and they may be using their usernames and not their real names, not their usernames. Lady Agnes as well. She's great. She's helped a lot with the game over the years. Oh, you have to thank, like, some of the big YouTubers as well, even. PewDiePie, really did some numbers for Minecraft. Again, I don't know if we would have Minecraft in its current state if it weren't for PewDiePie bringing a big player base back. I'm not like a huge fan of his or anything, but you know, I do gotta recognize that he did something. Trying to think. Stampy would definitely be on that list, I think. I'm trying to think of some of the other OGs. Just sending a blanket thank you to like Hermitcraft. If you really want to go OG, mention Mindcrack. You know, there are a lot of people. I mean, I'm just trying to think right now. I'm trying to keep it short. That's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people there. September 2014 through February 2016. Well, at least 1.9 was pretty good. At the time, it wasn't seen that way, but yes, it was a good update. I 100% agree with you there, Swifter. It was a good update. It was a necessary change to the combat. What is it? Crap, I forgot. The end update. Yeah, the end. I mean, it wasn't even like a really full-scale end update like what we would be wanting nowadays. But I mean, yeah, I added the Elytra, which is a game-changing feature. I could not live life without my Elytra. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. The shulkers, which would later become shulker boxes in 1.11. Huge feature that was amazing. I remember when they announced shulker boxes, observers, and all that. That was a huge deal. That was Minecon 2016. I didn't go, but I watched it live on their live stream. I remember that. And the Woodland Mansions, that's all 1.11, but I digress. That was a huge deal. They also added igloos, and igloos are a big feature as well. I think we forget about them a lot, but they did have a very big purpose in the fact that like having zombie villagers available to cure is a big deal. You know, being able to actually have the ingredients down there to cure a villager and then bring it back to your base, that's awesome. It was kind of one of those structures that kind of taught players a mechanic, if people were looking at it correctly. And I mean, it didn't do its job perfectly by any means, but I think it kind of gave you the right hints. Man, bring back the old days of Minecraft, yeah. I mean, I think Minecraft is in a really good state right now. Because, in all honesty, I don't know what I would be doing with the game right this second, outside of what they're already doing. Because I do think what they're doing is working, and it's good. I mean, obviously, there's a couple of updates that I would like to see, and I've been working on a video kind of explaining that, but... yeah. Maybe it does actually take place in Idaho. I don't know how that one guy knew. He probably has a source. That's just how that goes sometimes. Some people have sources and they'll leak things, and you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with leaking where the movie takes place. That's kind of cool. There's literally a singular line that tells you that, though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that was like an important piece of info. I guess to somebody it was somewhere. I mean, it's just another location, but I don't know, it's kind of cool too. I don't think I've ever seen like any movie really feature Idaho as a location, I guess. Let's see, what time is it? It's already 7:30, oh my goodness. I'm not like attached to my clock or anything, but I'm just trying to like make sure I'm not wasting my time here or anything. But I do need like a lot of skulk, so I can't wait though. I really can't wait to go see the movie. I'm excited. I might have to drink like a coffee right before the movie too, just because I have a tendency to fall asleep watching movies. That's just kind of how that goes. It's a little slow again. Hey, Jorby, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Can we please have a Minecraft movie stream where we just talk about it? I don't know. I have a hard time with that because I'm gonna have to make it abundantly clear if we do talk about it on stream. There's gonna have to be like right there in the title and right there on screen. The second you click in, it's gonna be like Minecraft movie spoilers. I would like to, and I would even kind of like to, depending on what I think of the movie, I might even try to write what I would consider the plot line for a second movie. We'll wait and see. I don't want to like spoil too many details about what that stream would look like, but I've got some ideas. Hey there, King. Feel like it's been a while since I've seen one of your streams. Hey, Jorby, it's good to see you, dude. Yeah, it's probably been a little bit. I'm trying to think of the last time we saw you. It's no big worries, you know, that happens sometimes, you know. Life gets busy. Life gets really, really busy. Maybe only on YouTube and it's private stream, so you have to find the link to click on it and you make it spoiler. I could do that. I could. Honestly, if you just put it in big writing on all of the titles that it's going to have spoilers in it, it wouldn't be so bad. So I have to read this as a spoiler stream, yeah. I don't know, I feel like if you clearly mark everything that it has spoilers, you put it in chat as a pinned comment that we're talking about Minecraft movie spoilers and all these other things, I think it would probably be okay. I'm down to talk about it though sometime. I don't know when. It's definitely gotta be after I watch the movie, so it's gotta be after this weekend, but yeah. And if you put it in writing very obvious and they get spoiled, that's their own fault. Yeah, I would say so. Probably that Twitch SMP stream. You know, I think I know which one you're talking about, yeah. Anyway, how's your day been? It's been pretty good. I've been just kind of busy getting some work done. Ever so slowly. And, I've been farming skulk today. And that's been pretty fun. It doesn't work when you're holding right click. Okay, interesting. That's fine. But we've just been farming skulk for a little bit, just trying to get, the rest of my caves built soon. And just kind of yapping about things. I've got all my goals written down for the month. I'd kind of like to go over some of those with you guys. Not all of them, but some of them. One of the big ones right now is just getting those VOD thumbnails worked out. And so I'm trying to do 3 a day every day. And I'm actually keeping up with it, and I almost did 6 today, because that would put me at the end of January 2022, which feels like it's so far, like we're not that far into the thumbnails, but I'm almost a year, or I'm half a year through it, and I only had 2 years of thumbnails to do, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, I'm already, like, what would that be? A quarter of the way through it, I guess, maybe. Which isn't too bad. I think there's like 200 more thumbnails. I know that. It's 210 right now. So, I'm not too far away. Let's see, personally my day hasn't been great. I've been both sick and sunburnt for the past few days. Oof, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I hope you feel better soon. Being sick is no fun. Sunburnt is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy because it feels like it's so early in the year to be sunburnt, but at the same time, I suppose, like, it is very easy to get sunburnt depending on the area of the world you live in, and also, even just, like, the right time of day, you know? Okay, we'll run this for a couple more minutes, and then we'll hop out of this. Trying to think. Okay, let me hop off this. I can't think while I'm doing that. I should have brought my box down. That was my mistake. That works. Okay, I was gonna say something and now I forgot. I don't know. Well, anyway, I guess I can talk about this instead. My day started off really weird. And then I didn't break out of that weird cycle for a little bit, but I finally, once I started to get focused, it wasn't so bad. But I've been trying to reconfigure a lot of things in my life so that I can be focused more often and actually get things done. So I want my life to be as simple as possible so that I can actually do the things I want to do without having to worry about how in the world I'm gonna make that work. Okay, is it still running? 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're good. Let's go back home. Okay. I also have like a lot of things I'd love to talk to you guys about, but I'm not allowed to yet. Which sounds kind of concerning, but you're just gonna trust me, it's not that concerning. Dude, the Flint and meal was so good. Oh, did you get it? I didn't go and try it, but I've heard some people say it was actually really good, so. Hey, at least sunburns were a result of a really cool vacation. Hey, let's go, dude. We love vacation. I'd kind of like to have a vacation soon. That'd be nice. Oh, that's awesome though, dude. Where'd you go, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, there was no difference between it and a normal meal, but the experience. Oh, okay, I see. The toy with the trading card. Oh, they're getting fancy with it. Okay, I got you. Honestly, the evolution of some of these like toys is interesting to me. Like, it used to be that toys like did something interesting, and so like that was part of the fun of it. But nowadays it feels like most of the toys in any sort of meal often times tend to be just like little statues. They don't move. They just sit there and they look pretty, I guess. But like trading cards has been a little more prevalent with it. A digital aspect where like you scan a QR code and it takes you to a different game to play that features your toy character or whatever. Those have become a lot more prevalent, which is an interesting thing. It's kind of cool. I went to Castaway K on a Disney cruise. Oh, dude. I maybe Key. That might be Key. That's Key. I'm pretty sure. Disney cruises are cool. I would like to go on a cruise once. Just once. I don't know if I would like it after that. But one time, I think it would be kind of cool. But I've been to Disney parks before, and I do enjoy those. Disney has a lot of fun experiences, which is what I really love about what they've done. Here's your dab. Appreciate it. Yeah, their guest experiences are great. It's been a while since I've been able to go, but I'd like to go again. I say it's been a while. It's been a year since I went to Disneyland. Probably 2 years since I've been to Disney World. I don't know. It may have even been longer. Let's see. And the free mine coins. Well, I could have gotten something that did something, but no. Becky in the back who puts the toys in the bags thought we were unworthy of superior toys. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wait a second. What are those sound effects? The placing of the skull? I think that's default. Or are you talking about like scrolling through my inventory? That's a mod I have. That's that sounds by IMB11, Mindblock 11. Very great mod. It's so nice because like in your inventory it plays different sounds based on what you pick up, what you scroll through. It's just a small little detail, but it's awesome. First of all, the hotbar, yeah. Second, the echo. Oh, the echo, that's is that Dynamic Sounds? Sound Physics Remastered, that's the one, by Sonic Ether. Very cool mod. It does have some lag, in my opinion, so you gotta be careful with it, but it's not the worst thing in the world. In fact, I can actually show you what it's doing. There's a debug mode somewhere. Here we go. Okay. So as you can see, it plays a sound and then, and let me see if I can do that quicker. There we go. So it plays a sound and it shows you where it's bouncing off of and stuff, which is like really intense computing if you think about it to some degree, but it's actually pretty efficient from at least for my computer. I've not had any issues with it since a little while ago. It does cause some issues, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, I used to use sound physics all the time. Aren't the sound physics compatible with simple voice chat? I believe so, yes. Because all it's doing is it's taking your client-side sound that's coming from the server. So anything from the server gets calculated as a bounce. And so I guess, yeah, if you're sending a sound through the server via simple voice chat, it should work. I think. I don't know for certain, but I'm 99% sure of that. There's actually a really interesting video on YouTube right now that I want to watch about ray traced sound, because you have ray traced lighting, which is amazing. That, you know, that was the whole RTX thing for our graphics cards. You know, real-time ray tracing, which gives you beautiful, beautiful sun rays and all that stuff that makes it really, really cool to look at in video games and in animation and such. But they're talking about doing that with sound right now, which is similar to what you've actually seen with this mod, but it's more intense than that even, because it's about dampening the sound, and then it also applies effects to the sound based on what it's hitting. So if it's hitting a liquid, it's going to come back a different sound than if it was hitting something dry, which really is just interesting. It's really cool stuff, and I've been meaning to look into that because I'm gonna have to apply something like that to my game anyway, but seeing how that works would be kind of cool. We've gotten a lot of applications for Reaper SMP Season 3 recently, so that's awesome. Heck yeah, man, let's go. Glad to hear that. I've been working on some SMP stuff myself. King SMP has been fun. There's a lot of things, though, that I need to get going on for King SMP to come back to what I want it to be. Got a long, long way there, but we're coming up on something special, I think. Just gotta keep on going. Ooh, Season 4. Season 4, you know... I was talking to Admiral a little bit about this. Season 4 is going to be interesting because I've been having issues with Bedrock more so than anything. As much as I love having Bedrock on the server, it is the reason our server keeps crashing. Like, sure, we've been DDoSed a couple of times and that's been the issue, but like the random crashing when it's just me and another dude online, it's usually because of the Bedrock plugin. And I don't know what else to do about it other than upgrade my proxy and then pay more money, which is not ideal. You know, I don't really want to pay more money. I will if I have to, but it gets expensive. It gets very, very, very expensive doing that. So I've got to sit down and really think hard about that and decide, is it worth it? I don't know. Hello, Ismail. Welcome on in. Wait a second, both our SMPs are in Season 3 right now? Yeah. Season 3 for me has lasted a long time. But Season 4 is going to be different. Season 3 has been lasting over a year now, or 2 years. Season 4 will likely... We're going to be a lot more player-driven, rather than me-driven. And so that's going to require me kind of talking to you guys a lot more about some of that stuff and saying, like, hey guys, do you think... what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Do you want this? Do you want that? There's going to be a lot of democracy involved if if all goes to my plans anyway. And you guys will be able to help a lot with the server in that regard. And hopefully that keeps things from getting too stale. I wish I was Admiral. He gets all the leaks. Season 4 is gonna be hype. I'm hoping I don't like disappoint you guys. That's like my biggest concern, is I don't want to disappoint you guys, but you know, we'll see. I also don't want to look like I'm copying anyone else when I do it, though, is the other thing. So it's got to be unique, but it's tough to figure out what that really looks like for us. Day in the life of a small content creator. I started my day by paying $1 million bajillion for Minecraft SMP. Yep. Yeah, it costs me like $25 a month to run King SMP, which isn't a lot in like in sums of like what most people think of, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot. And getting a job right now is proving to be very difficult. I've applied for so many places and I've not had like any luck. I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna be real with ya. I'm nearing the point where I'm actually considering going out and begging for jobs to hire me, because they have applications open, but they're not accepting. And I don't know what else to do. But I can't keep running a server for $25 a month. That's just not working. So I don't know what things are gonna look like next time. All I know is money is an object, and I don't have infinite objects, you know? Can't wait for the comeback of events. I really hope I don't let you guys down on events either. That's the other thing. There's so many things about it that I like really want to do well. I want the server to be fun to play on, and just a place that you want to be anyway, but I also want to deliver on the events like I promised I would. I just don't know how that's gonna look yet. Let's see, it cost me $7 to run Season 2 of RSMP. The problem that we run into with King SMP is it would be $7 to rent our server. $7 a month. But we have to have a proxy because Bedrock is so buggy, it crashes the server, and proxy crashes are so much better than actual server crashes. So you've got that. And then you've also got so yeah, you have the issue of we have to have a proxy, but also we have to have a certain amount of storage available for our server because we just have that much of a world. Like, it is a large world file. And, you know, our old host, Shockbite, they allowed unlimited storage, which is really great. But we don't have that anymore. So I'm very limited on what I have access to. So I don't know what next season's gonna look like. I don't know if I'll be using this host anymore either. As much as I really do like ViewRig, I'd kind of also like to explore some of our other options out there as well. Modrinth is a good host, from what I've heard. So I'm kind of thinking about checking them out sometime, maybe. Let's see. I was doing a Minecraft server about the launcher, and they proposed this feature. Java mod library, have the launcher provide a confirmed list of safe mods, mod packs, resource packs, along with allowing you to try out and add mods to Java gameplay. That would be amazing. That would be really, really cool if they added like a built-in mod library. Because it would be really nice to have, like, you know, if, for example, Iris and Sodium and you know, the mods that everybody really, really likes were already put on there by default. That would be great, because then we could go, okay, well, I want to pick up this mod. They're thinking of adding that and saying, yeah, that's really cool. That's awesome. I think they're trying to lean into Java being that highly moddable platform. Like, they're trying to make it so that you don't need mods, but I think they are trying to also look into it and go, hey, people are gonna mod it anyway. Let's go ahead and put that into our features so that everybody can really enjoy Java Edition their way without having to get on a sketchy mod loader that may or may not give them a virus, you know? I mean, there was that really, really bad mod security flaw that happened that one time, like a couple years ago, or maybe it was even last year. But basically, it was hacking everybody's computers, and it was spreading throughout mods and mod packs, and it was really, really bad. You know, I think ever since that, I think a lot of people have been scared off from even trying mods, but there are a lot of cool mods out there. You know, obviously I prefer vanilla gameplay, so the mods I pick out are client side that only help me in aesthetic ways, not anything crazy. But, you know, even then there's a lot of gameplay mods that actually, like, change the core gameplay that are really, really cool. But you never know which ones are safe to download or which ones are quality enough to download. Okay. Skulk time. If I can at the very least get the skulk finished today, then that gives us time. I think we could probably do warped stem in a day. And then we could probably do lighting in a day. We need to touch up the heart a little bit more. And then it's just kind of about general ambience. So figuring out what things would look the best with what we've got here. And I guess I should probably tell you guys about this, because I have a thing that I want to do after we get this built. Is over on this other side, and we've got all this that we need to finish, and I do want to finish it soon. It's just I've been busy. But over here, we have this pretty big piece of land that we need to fill in. And I was talking about turning this into like a Sarlacc pit from Star Wars. And I think I still want to do that, but I'm going to change it to Skulk. And so the Skulk heart is way over there, but then there's going to be like a mouth here with teeth coming out and these huge tentacles also sticking up and out. And I kind of want to put that there because I think that would be really cool. So I'm hoping that turns out well. We'll see if I actually do it or not, but we'll see. What do you say about me and events I was muted during the survey? I missed that. I'm always willing to host, plan, and build events. I enjoy that a ton, honestly. I don't know if we'll be going that direction or not. I'll let you know for sure when I have some information on that. It's tough. Like, I really do want to accept help, but at the same time, I worry that if I do accept help, how long do I have it? And what they do, can I fulfill that task myself if for some reason I need to? Hopefully we won't actually need like permanent event runners. The way I'm looking at this next season, it's essentially, well, you guys will see. We might not need an event organizer role or anything like that. There's some ways around that. Looks like a night city with all the lights. Yeah, all the frog lights definitely add to that. Unless I get stage 4 cancer, you should have me forever. I appreciate that. I've been having so many game ideas recently. It's like creativity was an Undersoul trait. Undertale soul trait. Sorry, wow. And I'm the human it belongs to. Hey, dude, game ideas are great. I wish I had room in my head for more game ideas, but all I've had is my one game. And I haven't been able to work on it yet. So it's just been always circling back to that. Which is a part of my monthly goals. This month, April, I want to spend a little bit of time every day working on game development. It doesn't matter how much or to what extent. Just working on a little bit so that I can hopefully get through my game dev course soon and then actually start working on that game. And then I'd like to figure out a timeline for that game that I feel like is somewhat reasonable. And then I'm going to multiply that by 2, and then that'll be how long I'm going to spend developing it before I probably put it out for people to start playing and testing it. We'll see, though. You have to watch him even in the hospital. Just ask them for a tablet with Twitch or YouTube. Yeah, there's no excuse, Swifty. You can't escape me. And if you die, then you have to be resuscitated, okay? They're gonna put you on life support. And you're not gonna have any brain activity whatsoever. But just in case there's some little piece of you that still can hear me, they're gonna have my streams and videos playing in the background 24/7. Hey, leave me alone. I mean, to be fair, I have so many VODs now. I think the number is 833. I think I've done 833 streams. Hang on. But there's so many that, like, you don't... You'd never, like, tire of content, I guess. You know, every stream is arguably the same. But they're very slightly different. 832. This is the 832nd stream. Okay. Did I just finish that layer? I did. Whoa. Wait, no, I didn't. Okay. Wait, I don't remember finishing it, but I guess I must have. Okay, I escaped pretty easily by just existing. Existing is pretty good. We do like that. I think I exist pretty well, you know? There's so much skulk. Oop. I don't know how much skulk we're gonna add, but there's a lot. Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to think, like... So, we just gotta get over there, right? And that's this first layer, but we gotta add it going up the walls, almost crawling up the walls. And then we need to come from the ceilings and start hanging it from the ceiling so it looks like it's hanging down and dripping almost. The whole cave needs to be absolutely covered in it. Oh, I'm sorry. That was just bad yawn. But yeah, we gotta do that, and we gotta add all of the veins, and that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be really cool. Okay, I have a bit of an issue. I have all these game ideas, but I have no idea how to code, and I have no clue where to start learning. That is so understandable, Jorby. You're not alone in that. So, do you have, like, any... What kind of game are you thinking of making? If you don't mind me asking. Because I'll be able to give you some advice on that. But depending on what kind of game... what kind of game you're wanting to make, it'll change how I give you advice. Like, what do you mean, what kind? Well, is it, like, 2D? Is it 3D? Is it, what genre? Is it a first-person shooter? Is it a visual dating novel? RPG? RPGs are amazing, but oh my goodness, that is a ambitious first project. I can tell you that, because that's gonna be my first project. But yeah, like, what game genre is it? Is it... Big thing is it 2D or 3D? Is it 2D RPG, basically? Yeah, okay. I'm assuming you're gonna be able to move yourself, then? like your player character, kind of like you can in Undertale, let's say. Um, in that case, what I would say you should do, download a game engine. I would say it doesn't matter which one, but my two picks would be either, actually three picks. I'll give you three. Either Game Maker Studio. There's a free version out there somewhere, I believe. It's got a relatively easy to use interface. There's some tutorials out there, and just kind of look up how do I make a player move in Game Maker Studio or Unity. Unity is really good. It's really easy. And then yes, Godot is the other one that I would recommend. Godot is basically Unity but open source, and there's a lot of people over there, and they also accept Python as a code language there, which is a relatively easy language. So it may be beneficial to you to hop on either Godot or Unity would be my suggestion. Game Maker does exist, and I've never used it, but I've heard good things about it. And if ever someone says, use Unreal Engine, no, do not use Unreal Engine. Not for a 2D game. For a 3D game, I would say Unreal is okay. It depends on what you're going for. But for the sake of 2D, you have no need for Unreal Engine. It's all C++ and all for nothing because you're not getting the benefits of actually using Unreal. But I would honestly pick out your game engine. It doesn't matter which one. I would choose either Godot or Unreal, in all honesty. And then just look up like a YouTube video of how to make a player move on how to make a 2D player move on Unity or something like that. Or Godot, whichever one. And then from there, you don't have to make the most beautiful graphics or anything. It could just be a little square or a dot that moves around on your screen. And then from there, you could say, okay, how do I make text show up on Unity, or how do I make text show up on Godot? And then have that your little dot that you've learned how to make move. When it approaches another dot or another square, text shows up on screen. And then from there, you could go, okay, how do I make a health system in Unity or Godot? And then, you just slowly build upon the mechanics. Don't look at the big picture of, I need to make this RPG that has 100,000 different characters in it, and it has this system and that system and this one. And don't look at it that way if you can avoid it. Just one simple thing, and try to do one simple thing every day of, I want to add movement to my game, so I'm going to add movement. And then another small step tomorrow would be adding the text, and then a small step the next day would be adding a health system. And it doesn't have to have a combat yet, but a small health system where you could test it where, like, if you walked into a little triangle to represent a spike, then it would drop your health by 1. And it doesn't have to kill you even. But slowly setting that stuff up one by one, and just small steps, baby steps every day, and you'll be surprised by how far you made it. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. I need to take some of my own advice there, because I need to just start, in all honesty, and start researching, like, okay, how do I make a player move in 3D? That should be really easy. I should just do that, and I might do that tonight. We'll see. It's too bad the exact way we were learning just got shut down. Yeah, I've got some thoughts on that. I'm glad they opened up the game jams to us, at least, Swiftu. That was nice of them, but that was the bare minimum they could have done after selling it to everybody and saying, oh yeah, this is your last chance to get it. and then opening up a monthly subscription service right after. That's like, how much is it? It's like $30 a month, isn't it? It's insane. Your game is an RPG. My game is an RPG, yeah. I made a terminal text-based RPG with the help of a lesson book. Heck yeah, man, that's cool. Very small though. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with small games either. In all honesty, it's hard to keep up with developing a big game, especially if you've never done smaller games. So don't be afraid to take a break and go, okay, I need to make a smaller game, or finishing all the mechanics that you need in your game to make it playable so that you can show it to a friend. And then that little boost of confidence that you get from being able to show a working product to a friend or a family member and say, I made this, and it's not perfect yet. It's not anywhere near done, but I did make this. Look how cool this is. That's enough to get you moving to the next step of, okay, now we're going to make this a little more interesting. We're going to add game juice. We're going to make sounds play when you hit something, it's going to play a sound. Or you know, that small bits of polish that make the game feel finished even though it's nowhere near finished. It's sound, music, it's little pop-up effects and things like that. Or quality of life changes where it's like, okay, now you can slide, or double jumps and things like that. Nice. Let me finish catching up on chat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting lost. Godot is good though. I do want to use Godot. I'm just very slow. Unreal is epic, right? I don't like epic. Yeah, Unreal Engine is epic. It's actually a really good engine, but again, there's no reason to use it for a 2D game. Know anyone who's musically talented? Every good game has a soundtrack, am I right? I know a couple of people, yes. Deadly Sloth, he pops in here every once in a while. He's done a couple of tracks for me for Omnia. We can't use them yet because Omnia doesn't even have anything to play yet, but we do have a couple of tracks from Deadly Sloth. He just put out a game called Gold's Dungeon, so you could actually go sample some of his music. If you go and look up Gold's Dungeon on Steam, you can hear some of the music he's made. Yeah, we know. We don't just know of. We know Deadly Sloth. We know Avid, but we don't know Avid. Yes, exactly. One of my other friends, he would definitely want to be paid. Not Sloth. Sloth goes either way. If you're selling the game, I'm sure he'd probably want a cut. But I know he's just down to make music. He likes projects and stuff, so he'd be a good person to get in contact with. A person I know, but he would want to be paid because he has a job outside of music and he's got bills to pay, would be Just Cause. He does music. He's cool. And you'd have to get really detailed with what you wanted with him, because he's professional. He took a course for music and all that, so he's very good. Honestly though, for what it sounds like your game would be, I think Sloth would be your best choice. One, he's probably, well, he's definitely gonna be your cheaper option no matter what. But he'll probably do a lot of it for free anyway. Sloth likes to be in the game. Yeah, Sloth likes to just help. That's what I really, really, really appreciate about Sloth. Sloth isn't there, like, looking for a job necessarily. I will pay him. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to pay him when we put out Omnia. There's going to be, depending on how many tracks he's made for us, we're going to be paying him. That's how that's going to go. But Sloth just actually genuinely loves the idea of helping with games. So I would honestly recommend you Sloth, Deadly Sloth. There's a lot of other people out there. Scott Buckley does commissions, but he's gonna be high dollar because he's the guy that makes the music for Alan Becker's animation versus Minecraft videos or animation versus animator videos. So, you know, his music is very high level. But I would honestly, if just for your sake, Jorby, look up Gold's Dungeon on Steam and see if that music style fits your taste, and then join their Discord. There should be a Discord link on Gold's Dungeon page, and ask if Sloth is willing to help you with music, because he usually is. But yeah, that would be my go around there. Also, ads are about to start. I'm gonna try to finish reading chat. Think of the games in a fair. They move side to side, and you shoot them. Very basic theme park games. Yes. Theme park games are a great way to get started too, honestly, because they teach you the basics of things. You know, okay, how do we get objects to move side to side? Okay, how does it register when you click it? Okay, how do I get it to play a animation to make it look like it's falling apart when you click it? Okay, sound effects, and you know, you're looking at all these tiny things, and you can use those across every game ever. But you know, it's all about going simple at things. It's not, don't try to, you know, create the Mona Lisa of video games. Don't walk into it thinking you're gonna create Skyrim on day one, you know? Skyrim would be amazing to make in one day, and honestly, that would be a fun challenge. If I ever got good enough at game development, I'd kind of like to do one-day game challenges where I have one day to recreate a game. So one day to create Minecraft, and maybe we do like 1 week. Do 1 week, 1 day, 12 hours, and then like 1 hour. Recreate each game. And do challenges like that. That'd be really cool, actually. That's a really good idea. I might have to write that down. You know what? That's going on the to-do list. Recreate games in time limit. 1 day. 12 hours. 6 hours, 1 hour, kind of deal. There we go. That's good enough that I'll be able to tell what that is. Scott Buckley is good. Scott Buckley is so good, dude. I absolutely love so much of what he does. Also, thank you. Did I say? I don't think I said thank you. Thank you, Crazy Ben, for subscribing. I appreciate you, dude. You're amazing. Nothing's dying. Oh, never mind. They're dying now. Yeah, I think there might be somebody in the end right now, which is fine. I'm not gonna kick them out of the end. We just gotta be a little patient. But we'll get our skulk before long. I figured since we're yapping right now, I can sit here and break skulk while we talk. It would be a better use of our time. Yeah, we hate ads. Ads are awful. What if we do a game dev challenge with like 5 devs? 1 dev has 1 day to remake Minecraft. 1 dev has 1 week to recreate Minecraft, and so on and so on. That would be cool. I kind of would like to see... That would be an interesting idea. You could kind of do like a pass the game challenge, like what Blackthorn Prod has done. They do pass the game challenges every once in a while, and the essential idea is you know, they take a game concept and then one developer has one day to do it. And then they pass the game on to the next person, they have another day to do it. And so on and so forth. And they pass that game until it's been like 7 developers or whatever. That would be really cool to do with like Minecraft, for example. So you spend one day making Minecraft, then you pass it on to the next person, they spend a day, and so on and so forth. And it would be interesting to see what people would do, because each person has their own interpretation of what Minecraft is and what mechanics would be most important to add to it. So it would be really interesting to see how people would approach that, honestly. You need animated emotes. You can animate some emotes in Twitch itself. They have a tool. They do have a tool, but I don't really love any of the effects they have or the animations that I would want. I'm gonna be getting emotes commissioned sometime in the near future. I can't say for sure when, but there is a plan. There is a plan. Picky. I feel like I have a right to be picky. You know, I don't want you guys to pay for crap that I made in Twitch, you know? I'm not an artist by any means. I could make some emotes. I do need to get better at art. But I want to make you guys something that's actually worth your while. What was the name of the guy you were talking about? Something Sloth, something? Deadly Sloth. Yes, Deadly Sloth. Yeah, ask for them if you like what they've made. There's a lot of good music from Sloth. Sloth is really just really talented, honestly. Bet, yeah. Uh-oh, that's not supposed to happen. Okay, I'm gonna put that down now. It's okay. Put that back together like that. Okay. Sorry, I accidentally took apart a USB with one hand. I was like, uh-oh. We're good though. We're fine. We're fine. Did it ever start playing ads? It never sent all the messages saying, hey, ads are playing, like it usually does. Did it skip them? It must have ran them. I don't know. Huh. Okay. That's fine. I guess. I don't know when the ads are supposed to start, but they will. They always start eventually. How can I contact Deadly Sloth again? Best way would honestly be probably through Discord. So there's a game called Gold's Dungeon. Here, I'll actually pull it up. That Sloth helped make the music for. In fact, Sloth made all the music for. And I'm gonna copy the link. There should be a link to join their Discord server from in there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there is. Join their Discord server and ask them if Sloth would be interested in helping with some music stuff. Why'd it only send to YouTube? Hang on. Send to Twitch. There you go. Okay. Oh, that farm is slow. It's only slow because there's people in the end right now. I at least think somebody's in the end. But, I mean, it's as fast as it gets, technically speaking, because they only have one place to spawn, the Endermen do. It's just, it requires an Enderman to fall and die. It's actually not too bad, though. I mean, it's supposed to produce, 1,700 skulk an hour or something like that, which isn't bad. It may even be more than that. That's what I seem to recall it being. It's just I didn't get to AFK it before stream. If I did AFK it before stream, we probably wouldn't have to use it at all today. But I built it right before stream, so there's no excuse there. Oh boy. Just gonna check my phone really fast. I try not to check my phone while I'm on stream, but my friend has been texting me a couple of times today. You are excused, we can AFK with you. Let's go. We're just gonna stand here. What game? Gold's Dungeon? It's asking if I own the game, but I don't know what it's referring to. It shouldn't be asking. Oh, is the Discord asking? If the Discord yeah, that's probably what they're asking as one of the join questions. Yeah, that's what they're asking then. Yeah, so just answer however you need to answer, and I'm assuming you don't own Gold's Dungeon. I want to play that game sometime. I want to support what they've all been up to. But yeah, that would be the game they're talking about. Can I join? Yep, everybody can join. Do exclamation mark IP in the chat. It'll give you both the IP and the port. So whether you're on Bedrock or Java, you can join the server. Oh. Man. Okay, it's not working now. There it goes. Sometimes it feels like it's been a little bit long since the last Enderman dropped. And it gets kind of concerning, but give it enough time and it figures it out. Here, Shark IP. Boop. There you go. Let's see, we'll check our skulk here in a couple of minutes. We'll do it in 1 minute when it hits 8:30. Which is like in 10 seconds, but we can pretend it's not. Hey, Cheek, how's it going? Thank you for submitting your taxes. You suck? No, you. Gosh, that's crazy though. Does this user end in 42? I believe so, yeah. New webcam? Is it a new webcam? I don't think so. I might have upgraded the light. Or no, I didn't upgrade the light. I may have changed the lighting just a little bit. I'm blind. Yeah, it happens. I need to fix my hair though. I just looked over. It's not. There it goes. I combed my hair. I took a shower today. Okay, guys, trust me. My hair isn't usually terrible. I just didn't realize how bad it looked. Sure, buddy. Okay, okay. Listen. Gosh. I feel like I've done nothing, but I've still done a lot today, I guess. Now I'm thinking about it. I was like, oh, I got like, thumbnails done. That's cool. But I guess I forgot I showered and cleaned my room, like, even more. Forgot how the school shrieker sounded when you're through a wall. Okay, that's cool. Boop. And boop. Okay. We have so much skulk. This should be enough to kind of get the rest of, well, not the rest of it done, but a lot of it done. How have you been? I've been doing pretty good. It's been a pretty crazy couple of months, really, but I've been doing pretty okay. How have you been though, dude? I've been trying to get some form of employment really desperately, but I've not had much luck, unfortunately. I've been going for it though. I'm at the point now where if things don't roll by next week, I will probably spend time actually going to the businesses that I have applied to and asking them, hey, can I have an interview? Because you haven't responded to any of my applications. You know, like, I don't know. I just feel like there's some out of common decency. If you don't want to hire somebody, at least close applications. I don't know. That's just me, though. I'm looking at you, Walmart. I'm looking at you. Like, I'm not even applying for jobs that are out of my league. I don't know. I don't know. My life has been crazy. 30 hours a week while in high school, while working on relationships. Dude, that's... Hang on, I'm trying to imagine that. That would be... Whew. Ow. Every hour's booked. Yeah, I'm calculating it up in my head, and I'm like, dude, there's... What is time? Time is a valuable thing. It's a hot commodity. Oh, I got the girl for real. I won. Heck yeah, man. Let's go. Congrats. That's awesome, dude. Just apply for more jobs. Shaking my head. Ah, yes. The age-old answer. I applied to Starbucks a couple days ago. We'll see if that one works out. I think I'd be a good barista. At this point, I'll take anything though. Like the only place I haven't applied to yet basically is McDonald's. And that's like bottom of the barrel kind of deal. I don't even know if they'd hire me though, for whatever reason. I can't even get an interview. So we'll see. Past week seems like a year. I bet. It's interesting how time flies by and how it also slows down. Because it's like when you're really, really busy, sometimes that feels like it's an eternity. And other times it's a blink and you miss it kind of moment. And sometimes it's both. Like this week for me has flown by, but it's also been here. And it's been dragging in some regards. And I don't know how to feel about that. Admiral, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. I'm on mobile right now, so I'm struggling figuring out how to message requests. Ah, I gotcha. If worst comes to worst, I don't know how their Discord is laid out in Gold's Dungeon, but you could ask in general, just ask like, hey, at Deadly Sloth, would it be okay if I DM you or send you a friend request and DM you about some possible music for a game, and just see where that goes if you need to. May I ask, how often do you apply to the same place of work? So for me, it depends. Usually I'm applying if as soon as there's a job opening. That's like my preferred method. As soon as there's a new opening for that position that I want, I apply. And I will reapply and apply again and all that. Usually, if an application expires, like in the case of Walmart, for example, it expires after, oh, what is it, like 2 months, I think. So you just reapply every 2 months. Starbucks is a new one. I don't know how their application process works, but I can't reapply to the same place that I've just applied to right now. So I'm assuming I'm in their system, at least for now, but I'm also gonna assume after months, I'll probably have to reapply eventually. And I will when it gives me the option to. But, it's tough. I can't seem to get anyone on the hook yet. But I'm staying in the game. I'm really hanging in there because I do need a job. I need money. It is very hard to get by in life without having a job or getting money, you know? Dress up a little and ask in person, it helps a lot. Oh, yes. I thought you were talking about asking women out. I was like, oh, that would be accurate. If I had anybody that I was interested in, that would have been really great. Yeah, definitely something I'm really considering doing at this point, because I'm not even convinced they're looking at their online applications, in all honesty, which is a bummer, but it kind of is what it is. So we'll see. We'll find out. Thank you for lurk. I appreciate it, Cheek. Thank you. Admiral, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. It slows down, and I'm glad it's slow. I love this. That's good. Finding that lifestyle that really just clicks with you is so satisfying. And, you know, it's hard to find that for some people. For some, it's like so easy, like boom, right there, found it, easy peasy. And then for other people, it's kind of like it takes a while, and there's nothing wrong with either of that. You'll find your stride eventually. It's just a matter of a lot of waiting. a lot of waiting. Okay, this is kind of looking good. So the skulk right now is going to keep going up, and then it'll eventually hit right around here, and it'll start fading out. And then it'll hang off these ledges, and then it'll come up the edges as well. And then when it gets thinner, it'll thin out into the veins, and then from the veins into just stone. So you'll have some texture there. It'll look really interesting. This is actually going to look really, really sick. I did not need to place as much stone as I thought I did. No. Okay. It's like years are shorter than seconds. Oh, dude, you know it. It's crazy how quick time flies sometimes. Like, this past week for me, it's been like blink and you miss it kind of moments, and then this moment will never end. It's just dragging on and on and on. You know, I think part of that is just like if you've got exciting things coming up, time feels slower because you're aware of every second you are without that exciting thing. And then if you've got something that's like mundane, usual, boring, those moments seem to go by pretty quickly because it's every day for you. You know, there's nothing keeping that moment from passing, I guess. I don't know. My hours are fast and my days are long. That's a great way to put it, Admiral. That is a great way to put it. I just found a way to trade with trial chamber mobs. Wait, what? Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Hang on. Wait. Slash back. That's kind of cool, though. Let me put that there. Boop. We're gonna repair my hoe. Boop. Do I not have efficiency 5? I don't. Okay. There we go. That's fine. We're gonna fortune all this. My lifestyle is alcohol and the government is gatekeeping it from me for real, for real. That's crazy, Admiral. That's insane. What the heck? I guess I get to repair everything a little bit with this. This is actually a really decent farm. And technically speaking, you could store the skulk and then mine it later, but I'm just gonna use it as an XP farm right now. I could use the other Enderman farm, it would be faster, but it's whatever. It is insane, just give me my beer, oh my gosh. Okay. I shouldn't even be surprised with what I'm reading, honestly. That is typical Admiral behavior. Okay. Let me check something. I have a package coming tomorrow, I believe. I want to see if it's actually on time. This is tame for me? Yep, it is. It is. It's still not even shipped. Okay. That's fine. That's okay. We love Amazon. Yeah. How long has season 3 been going on in King SMP? We're on our 2nd year now. As of January 2nd, 2025, that would be our 2nd year. I think. It's been going a little while. Yeah. I don't know how much longer it's gonna go. The plan is that it would end this summer, but I don't know if it will. Okay, this is too slow. As much as I would really love for it to do the thing, it's too slow for me. Let's go warp to stronghold really quick, and we'll go to the Enderman farm. Fun fact, if the mob is wearing chain, iron, or diamond armor, drop them armor that is one better than the last per piece. They drop their armor for what you gave. Then use powdered snow to make them turn and kill them for it back. That's so smart. I've never thought about that. But yeah, I knew that you could like trade armor and gear for whatever's better, because you know that they have priority items basically. And so whatever's a higher priority, they'll pick up, which is great. But I never thought about it like that's a thing you could do if you wanted to like get chain armor or diamond armor from them. And then, like you said, you can just kill them. And then get your stuff back, which would be so easy. Huh. I gotta fix my shovel over here. Yeah. Let's see. How long until Twitch is ready to play more ads? I do want to take a break during the next ad break. Because I need more water. And I desperately need more water. It doesn't say. Okay, that's concerning. It's okay though. So we'll take care of that. Put that away. / back. Okay. So another thing was all the time the armor they drop is OP. That's true, because in trial chambers they have what is it? Isn't it a higher chance or higher a higher probability that they have like good armor? Like trying to think of a way to explain that a little bit better, but I think you guys understood what I'm trying to say. Do you ever compare yourself and someone else to a duo of fictional characters? Personally, I think I'm the Donald Duck to your Scrooge McDuck. You're rich, I'm a moocher. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, yeah, sometimes I do. I kind of think about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, this would be my Avengers kind of deal. That's one that comes to mind a lot. But yeah, you know, that's a fun thing to think of sometimes. It's like, oh yeah, if you know, if we were cartoon characters, which ones would it be? Okay, well, if you're that one, I'd have to do this one. Admiral is just Daffy Duck, okay? You guys are gonna have to trust me here. But if you ever saw Looney Tunes, especially like the one from like the early 2000s, the animated one. I say early 2000s, it may have been mid 2000s. That's Admiral, okay? Those are just quirks, exactly. That's the quote I think of whenever I'm like, that's Daffy Duck. That's also you, Admiral. One difference between you and Scrooge is you're not a Scottish duck. Yeah. I believe I have some ancestry from Scotland, but I have no connection to that history. I do too. It's a pretty neat place. I'd love to go. I don't think I can connect up with my family out there, but you know, the thought is there. It's a pretty nice thought process. I wonder if adding another sculk catalyst would help turn it faster or not. I don't know if it would. If you're not Scottish or German descent, are you really white? That's kind of crazy, but you're not wrong. I have a bud here in America that is Scottish royalty. Whoa. That's cool. That's really cool. Wow. That's really, really cool. My friend, he, I'm trying to think which country it was. He's related to, I think it is also Scottish royalty, but he's related in some way there, but it's so distant that it's like, it doesn't even matter. They'd probably laugh at him if he stepped foot near the gate. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it, Coral. I mean, I just mean no one claims any other ancestry for some reason. You know, that's fair. Well, I don't want to, like, claim a whole bunch of stuff because I don't want you guys to, like, track all of my ancestry and then narrow down last names and stuff, because that's usually really well documented. So if I just keep listing things, like, admittedly, it would take a while. But theoretically, somebody could find stuff. Coral, did I say thank you for submitting your taxes? Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. I don't know if I did. I don't remember. I'd be too lazy to narrow it down. Yeah, that's fair. That is so fair. Hey, you got the dementia. That's awesome. Guys, he's from the Republic of Congo. Trust. Yeah, totally. Yep, that's me. Why'd you name, like, the most obscure country? Okay, it's not the most obscure, but one of the most obscure countries. It's actually kind of insane. Writing new features to Reaper SMP this season? Oh, what season, or what features are you thinking of adding? I'm always curious to see what other people are doing to innovate their series and their SMPs. New weapons, armor, and abilities. Okay, I see. Kind of some more diversity in the combat and things like that. That's kind of neat. Hey, King. Hey, Ryan Ralph. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. There's gonna be only one netherite set on the server. Oh, neat. Okay. That's pretty cool. Hey, Alias. How's it going, dude? Good to see you. You could add mods. The only problem is they have to be compatible for both sides. Yeah, that's the tough thing with, like, King SMP here is, in order for us to really do a lot with the server, I wasn't gonna talk about this today, but I talked to Admiral about it earlier. Bedrock is an issue. And I don't know how to fix it, you know? But it's causing all of our crashes, and I don't have the heart to get rid of Bedrock connection, because I really do want Bedrock to be able to play. But at the same time, it's causing the crashes that make Java players not want to keep playing the server. And so I'm in this weird position where it's like, do I sacrifice the one group in hopes that it makes the server run okay? Or do... Or do I keep writing it out and hoping that it'll be okay? Like, it doesn't crash a ton, but if you have a really determined Bedrock player, which is very rare, but if you have a really determined Bedrock player, they get on and then... Yeah. I'm sick. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. How's stream been so far, homie? It's pretty good. We've just been farming Skulk, and then placing Skulk, and then farming more Skulk, and then placing more Skulk, and so on and so forth. It's been so much fun. And another right set, protection 6, unhealable damage by natural means, and an axe that does more damage when someone holds up their shield to block it. Okay. It's got some really good perks, so it's something that you really do want. That's gonna be pretty cool. I'm getting back on. Hi, getting back on. I'm Admiral. That's insane. Execute Order 66. See, part of me wants to do that, but also on the other side, like, I don't want to be the guy that's like... I don't know, I've always told people, like, I don't want to take away things from people. And so if we take away Bedrock, you know, right now we don't have a huge player base on Bedrock, so I wouldn't feel really bad about it, but we used to have one. And I don't know if this would hurt anything in the future either. I am going to be talking to some server owners in the coming months, hopefully, and kind of asking them, you know, what they do to kind of help fix their server performance. And try to just talk it out with some people and see what they think would be best. The direction I wanted to take the SMP would include, you know, we need Bedrock. But if we don't go that direction, then there's a chance I do take it away. I don't know. Let's see. Well, by that I mean the sword deals damage to other players when hit by it, and it isn't healable by natural means. I figure that's what you meant. So, like, I'm assuming like potions and gapples and things like that. I get that a lot. My friend bet me I can't get to level 20 in an hour in this Roblox game, and I'm level 130, and it's been 30 minutes. That's insane. That's actually insane. The hardest choices require the strongest will, Thanos. We must rid the server of those filthy Bedrock players. See, all the Java players say that. But then, like... the Bedrock players aren't mean to Java players. That's the thing. I really struggle with that. I really do. But at the same time, it's kind of like... I don't know. I'm going to be running a survey in the Discord for King SMP. Not yet, but it'll be in the near future. And I really, really do want to see what you guys say, because it's not going to be like a majority rules kind of thing, but I do want your guys' input on what you guys think the server could do and what it should be. And my hope would be that, you know, we could figure out something and see, you know, how many people actually are interested in still playing on Bedrock. If there's not that many people who play on Bedrock that want to play on it, You know, like, let's say it's only 2 people out of, let's say 20 people respond to the survey, right? And 2 people respond that they're Bedrock. That's 10% of your player base. That's not a big number. And the guarantee of them actually playing is next to nothing. So I don't know. I've got to think about it, but there's some things to think about there. Also, a new admin-only command, True Reaper, a command that lets admins select a permanent Reaper who can deathban players and one kill infinitely, no time limit, infinite deathbans. Dang. We were all Bedrock player. At one point, we all played Bedrock. I used to play Bedrock. Not by, well, it wasn't, I had Java by then, but it was easier to play with my brother because he didn't have Java. So we'd play Xbox One, which by that point was Bedrock. They had the Better Together update. Reg, is that really you? It can't be. It's me. It's me, Al. How's it going? Wait, what do the Bedrock players play on that are on your server? They play on all devices. I've had people on the Switch join, mobile, Windows 10 edition, every edition of the game, yeah. Bedrock is neutral now. It's hurting us, but not greatly hurting us. Until it gets to the point that it is greatly hurting us, they can stay. Glad they have your permission. Honestly, I will probably run a poll, and it wouldn't be like a deciding factor or anything, but I am curious what you guys would say. Honestly, if we got rid of it, I would probably... There'd be a lot of things I'd be more apt to do with the server that we would otherwise just not have done. Just because it bugs out on Bedrock anyway. Angels on the Skies are chosen. True Reaper, his job is to start death banning until the final... or during the final month of the season to end the season. Okay, I see. So you guys have like a planned end, essentially, which is cool. That's the thing with, like, for example, King SMP, we don't have an end in mind, but next season we're gonna actually probably have some more thought on that, because I want you guys to be able to, like, have some say in what's going on, and we're gonna have a channel dedicated so that you guys can put your SMP plans in there, and people can help workshop ideas and such. We really, I want the server to be a community, not just a world that we all play on together, that we're all like 10,000 blocks apart. Like, that's something I really do want. And we're gonna have a couple of seasons of King SMP where it's runoff seasons where it's just kind of like, okay, this is King SMP Skyblock. And then this is King SMP Hardcore, King SMP Amplified. We'll be doing stuff like that. And then we'll be doing King SMP Season 4 after that. I don't know, did I just spoil one of the season ideas? I don't think I told you guys about one of those. I won't say it again, but I don't think I told you about one of those. People die a lot, and eventually everyone will be death banned by Reapers, or the Reapers will be banned trying. Yes, yes. You said all this? Okay. I wasn't sure if I mentioned the Amplified before. I really want to do an Amplified season. I think that would be really cool. Ads are playing? Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab some water. I'll be right back. Give me like couple minutes at most. Okay, I'm back. How's it going, everybody? Bro left after the ads. I didn't know. I didn't know they were running. My bot isn't working correctly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. 8 ads is standard for our stream because we have to run 3 minutes of ads every hour in order to keep pre-rolls off. So that's about normal. You shouldn't have ads for another hour, hopefully, though. I'd like to play with someone like a 2-person base. That would be awesome. Trying to find a way to buddy up people would be kind of cool. And maybe that's what we do for our Skyblock season. Is, we don't necessarily... I don't want to, like, say, oh, yeah, we're going to pair people up. Kind of like Skyblock Kingdoms, but more so like it puts you into a it kind of like how right now you get to choose what starting location you want. You can choose which biome you want to start in, and it'll put you on an island. No, that wouldn't work. I was gonna say put you on a starting island. That would be with other people. Because I don't want people to start griefing it immediately. That would be a problem if they can grief the spawn area, but I don't know, I'll think about that. That server may only be apply to join kind of deal, and then you get assigned an island. That way, if you start cheating, it's not overwhelming. You know, it would be a whitelist kind of deal. That could be a thing. And if that happened, that would give people time to meet up and get to know each other and such, which would be nice. I think I meant to be right back, but I didn't really mean to. I'm not a huge fan of using the be right back screen right now because YouTube doesn't have a good... YouTube wouldn't have a great view, and when it's a stale screen on the YouTube side, it's a lot easier to just scroll away. So until I have the new bright back screen, if I'm streaming on YouTube right at the same time, I'm probably not going to I'm probably not going to use the be right back screen. You said all those. Amplified needs a good server. Amplified would run fine. So the reason our server is crashing is because of the proxy, and that's because of Bedrock, which is the issue. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to try disconnecting the proxy just to see if it runs fine. Because the way I'm understanding it is Bedrock is basically running a whole new instance of the world on the proxy, which is what's causing the issue. So theoretically, if I ran... The problem is, though, if it goes down off the proxy, it takes down the whole server for 2 minutes, which is a lot longer. I don't know. I have to think about that. But now you didn't. Well, now you did, I guess. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Hear me out, King SMP chained. 2 players are like chained to each other. They can only be like 10 blocks away from each other at all times. That's a cool idea, but the problem would be that it would have to require that your players are on at the same time. But I do like that idea. We could do that as an event, maybe. Chained parkour. That's not a bad idea. Factions. We toyed around with that idea before and doing like a factions spin on things, but the problem is that's just not our player base, really. And that's an okay thing. You know, I like, for as much as I say we do have PvP on King SMP, it's not a PvP server, and we shouldn't pretend it is. You know, to say it even has PvP is a stretch, because most people turn it off immediately. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want to stop painting King SMP to be something it's not. I want the server to really thrive under what it is, rather than what we want to put a label on and call it, you know? Admiral and I was talking about this earlier today as well. It's kind of like podcasts or any content, for example. A lot of people want their content to fit everybody and to be a blanket for everything. And it's got to be specific, and there's nothing wrong with being specific. You know, is your SMP targeted at PvP? Sure. Okay, well then you're probably not going to have as many builders, and that's okay. Are you targeted more towards builders? Okay, well then you're probably not going to have as many PvPers. Not that PvP and building is exclusive, but when the looming threat of losing your stuff all the time because a player comes to kill you is there, it makes it a lot harder to focus on building. And I think our server really does thrive as a builder SMP more than anything. Maybe like a VIP sub-only server. That's an idea. I wouldn't be against doing like a limited run on that. I wouldn't do it permanently though. Any server I run, I feel like I have an obligation to play on it from time to time. And that's just because I feel like an owner should always be active on their SMPs. Like, I feel like if you don't play on your own SMP, then it really, why would anyone else want to play on it, kind of deal. So I've been trying to make sure that I've stayed active on King SMP, but I'm hesitant to start any other servers until I know I can be giving it my 110. But feel like a build server one would be cool. 1 week everyone gets a plot, king judges at the end of the week, and the winner gets a roll. That would be kind of cool. I do kind of like the idea of doing a plot world, I will say. And I do want to run one. That kind of goes back to the King SMP network. Or KingRegNog network. I don't know what I'm going to call that yet, but I've got like a whole server network idea in mind, and I'd kind of like to work on that, but we're gonna have to wait a while. We'll see. We'll see. King SMP is so peaceful. It's so nice, and I honestly, that's kind of what I like about it. Is I didn't realize this. I was scared of adding graves at first because I thought people wouldn't want to play because it was too easy. But that's the thing. King SMP was born to be easy. To a certain extent, you know? Like, this isn't a server for people to just... This isn't like a hardcore server, you know? And yeah, we're gonna do a hardcore season just for the fun of it, and it's gonna be like a 1 month, 2 month thing. And that'll be that. But, you know, realizing that my players really just didn't want to lose their stuff because it made it not fun to play because they were losing their stuff, it made me realize, you know, we should really lean into the laid back and just fun, the fun aspect of the SMP. It's not vanilla in terms of like, oh yeah, you're gonna lose everything and it's gonna suck. So I'm really glad we added graves. I'm really glad we added graves. Thank you for the lurk, I appreciate it, Jorby. If you decide to remove if you decide to remove Bedrock, maybe a Sky Factory season. I don't know if we will do that. I played Sky Factory once. I'm not huge on really any modded stuff. We'll see. I won't say no, but I can't say yes either. But we will see. King SMP network, if it exists, would be so cool. I love being a builder for stuff on there. Oh, dude, there would be so many things for you to build. Like, every minigame having its own lobby. You would have the main lobby where you get to go in and go to each of the things, like King SMP, going to the minigame server, going to the plot world, and all those things, you know? Every single... You'd have a build, and then each build would go to a lobby, and then each lobby would go to a map, and then each map would go in. It would be insane. It would be really cool. Lobbies, minigames, plots, parkour. Yep. You'd have so much, and we would definitely do parkour. That's one thing I really wish MCC Island had, was parkour in their lobbies, because there's nothing like you can parkour, but it's kind of hidden, and I like the really obvious parkour that Hypixel has, where it times you. And you could do still some secretive parkour where it's like, okay, you can jump here to get here, and then it takes you to the top of a building, and then you can jump from building to building, and that's cool. But, you know, what if we also had like a really obvious thing of like, okay, yeah, jump on this pressure plate and all that kind of stuff, you know? It's a little stuck, and I don't know how to really fix that. Boop. Everything is fine. Just give me a sec. I gotta fix this. Thank you, Lork. I appreciate it, Admiral. Ah. Okay. Graves has made me want to play more. Yeah, I mean, like, there's the proof right there. Graves did something. It did something good. You know, I think overall more people are just wanting to play just because Graves are great. I might have to see if I can add, like, another minecart somewhere, because it is slowing down, and I don't know how else to fix that. Lobbies, minigames, plots, parkour. I'm getting happy thinking of all the builds, yeah. There's gonna be so many things to build. It's gonna be cool. The big thing is if we do run a minigame server, I need to be sure that what we're building and what we're trying to accomplish there does work. Because minigame servers are expensive. So we'd have to make sure that we have some decent way to monetize it without it being scummy. I don't know how that would look just yet. Yeah, I definitely want to run a minigame server in the future, but I think right now the progression will be King SMP, then we'll upgrade to a server network, and we'll have King SMP and the plot world. And then from there, we'll probably have like our little one-off server where we do occasional events like, oh yeah, now we're gonna do a PvP event where it's UHC, Ultra Hardcore. I actually really want to run an event like that, and I'm intending to in the future. Maybe even the near future, I don't know. I won't spoil some of that, but there's something I've got in the back of my head, and it's been in my head for a while, and I think it would be really cool. I gotta find somebody who thinks it's as cool as I think it is, and then pull it off. And in fact, let me add it to my to-do list, because it's not been on there, and if I actually throw it on my to-do list, it'll actually get done. Boop. It was, that's what it was, yeah. That's not what it was called, hang on. That's a different thing. I'm thinking of this, okay. There we go. Boop. I've got some cool ideas. I have a couple of cool ideas, I think. I think they would really make for interesting content, but just fun events. A lot you think is cool, I also think is cool, and my DMs are always open. I definitely agree. However, this one, I don't know. I don't think I can really say much about it until I actually have something to show for it, because I don't want anybody to have a jump on things, to say the least. There's something there in specific about it. I don't know how to say it without it getting spoiled, so I can't say much else, but it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really, really cool. Oh, dude. I can't wait. There's so many fun projects. And I've come to the conclusion I'm not gonna start any of my really big projects for a little bit. My main concern is just getting things finished. I want to get my projects done, and then once I get my job, I'm gonna try to fit things around it. I don't want to get my job and then feel like I'm overwhelmed because I have too many things going on. So like, that's why I've been doing such a hard push to get the VOD channel done. If I get that done, there's a good chance I spend more time, there's a good chance I can spend more time working on, oh, what do you call it? On like YouTube stuff, for example, which, again, I need to consult somebody about YouTube stuff because I've got like this really cool idea in my head, but I don't know what to do with that idea. And I've got some people in mind that I think would be really good people to consult on it, but I don't know if they'd be interested in consulting me. We'll see. I forgot to tell you about the dream where I died. You died in a dream. Now, you know, you need to... You need to spill the beans here. This is my advice. If you have an idea, you should do it. That's honestly solid advice, because there have been multiple times where I've had like a really good video idea or video series idea, and then I never did anything with it, and then somebody does it like a month, 2 months, a year later, and it gets big views, and it makes me very sad. Because that could have been me, but it wasn't. So, you guys, I think I told you guys about this. I had a video idea where I was gonna basically let AI play Minecraft. And it was a really cool idea. I had a really good premise. And honestly, I think it probably would have done really well. In fact, I know it would have done well because somebody made that exact video idea after I had scrapped it. And yeah, I will never finish it, but I have like so much of the first episode already recorded. And I will release some of it, but I will not like, I'm not gonna pour more time into it. The AI trend died. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, there's no point in me continuing that idea because it's not gonna really do much. It was a fun idea, but honestly, I missed it. I missed it. No. Dang it. Okay. Do I have any in my ender chest? Not really. Okay. Finish my AFK trial chamber. Heck yeah, man. Let's go. W. But yeah, I've got ideas, and I do want to do them. I've got 2 ideas, and they actually build into each other, I think. And I'm just trying to figure out how to... Okay, I guess I'll tease it a little bit. I gotta figure out how to write that so that they both fit with each other and work in a good way. Because it leads into a whole bunch of other really big things. And I don't want... how do I say this? I don't want the ideas to to contradict each other. I want them to enhance each other. But trying to find a way to write that is very tough. Dude, we have so much skulk. That was really good. I'm so glad we had that talking session. Okay, boop. Okay. Boop. Oh my gosh, we have so much that I actually can't fit it all in the boxes. That's good. That's a good problem to have. Okay, / home village. We need to sleep. Alright, let's go this way. Alright, so you see the entire world was getting wiped out. Don't know why, but it was like the lava rising minigame in Minecraft, and lava was rising and anyone touched it just instantly killed them brutally. So it started for me like 20 minutes before the lava reached me, and when it got to me, I experienced death with it. Fun every time. My breath was just gone, and I got to see my neck snap forward and my body hit the ground. What? That's insane, dude. That's kind of creepy, but kind of cool. Kind of scary, honestly. Yeah, I bet. It's like a horror dream, but honestly, I wish I kept a document of like all the nightmares I've had. Because some of them make great plot lines. I have a great plot line from a nightmare I had that was a reoccurring nightmare. And I kind of want to turn it either into a movie or a game. I'm not sure which one. Because it would work for both mediums, but I want to pick the one that works the best for it. And I almost feel like a game that would have some mystery to it would be kind of fun. Hey, Ryan Waterman, welcome to the stream. Along the topic of ideas we wish we made, I had a video where I was going to rebuild Greed's Hermitcraft base, but improve upon it. And it never went anywhere, that video that someone else made, because I didn't have 100k views, dude. You know, I'll say this. You will have a lot of ideas, and you'll think they're not worth anything. And then it turns out it was worth something. But don't be mad at yourself for not doing it because you could have made it big. Because it put you're still in a situation where you're able to, you can do some things. You can do a lot of things. You know, like if this goes way back. I had a friend way back when I was first like wanting to get into YouTube and Twitch and all that. I had a friend, and he knew somebody who knew somebody who knew Wilbur Soot. Now, ignoring everything Wilbur has done and said in recent times, back then, you know, he was known for, okay, lag, oh my gosh. Okay, yeah? Yeah, we're back. Maybe. Okay. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We're back. We're so back. The server, however, seems to be down. Hang on. Is it down? Oop. It's up. I don't know what it means. What? Oop. Okay, that was weird. Okay, what was I saying before I was rudely interrupted? Oh, yes. So, I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew Wilbur Soot. And this is before Wilbur Soot turned out to be who he was, blah, 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 blah. Basically, though, this is back in the SMP Live, SMP Earth, whatever it was called, days. And, I didn't use that connection that I had. This is before I even started streaming, though, so, like, this is back when I was just talking about it and going like, oh yeah, it would be really cool to do this. And, didn't use my connections. And, I'm thankful for that. I'm glad I didn't use my connections. And you might be going, but King, why? You could have been rich and famous by now. Like, yeah, I could have been. I mean, shoot. A lot of the members from that server went on to go join Dream SMP, which, again, a lot of people that were not great ended up being on there. But, again, it could have been really famous, could have had a lot of cool stuff or whatever, that's all cool and well, but I wouldn't have met the people I've met if I was rich and famous by the time, I'm at now, like, I would not have met some of my closest friends if it weren't for the fact that I just didn't abuse my connections. And I've done that several times, and I should have abused them a little bit more. But I really, really didn't. And it's led to me making some wonderful friendships, and that's okay. It's okay to fail, because it might lead you to an opportunity where people that you probably wouldn't have gotten to meet otherwise. So, like, while yes, you missed out on a video opportunity for 4.7 million views or 100,000 views, think about what you also gained, I guess, I don't know if you would have been here watching me. This is kind of selfish of me to say, but I don't know if you'd be here watching me if you had gotten 4.7 million views, or if you had gotten the 100K views even. That's just one small thing. But who knows who you're gonna meet, or who you've already met, simply because, those things didn't work out. There's one event that I was supposed to be a part of that was like a Technoblade event, and they were gonna have a whole bunch of the Dream SMP members playing on there, and all this sort of stuff. And I'm mad it never got done. But at the same time, if it did happen, I don't know if I would have met some other people. Again, like, I wouldn't have met Kit, probably, if that all worked out, because I had plans in place to abuse that event so much so that it would boost me. Which was heavily encouraged, it was. But I was going to use that to get some connections that I otherwise wouldn't have gotten. I mean, Bad Boy Halo was probably going to be in the event. In fact, he was in the Discord. Captain Sparkles was in the Discord. There was a really good chance that something happened there. But it never did. But I could be sad about that, and I am sad about that. But I'm happy because, I still ended up meeting some really cool people. And I'll get my time when it's time, it's just not my time to pop off yet. I've still got more people to go meet. And that's That's something kind of nice and reassuring, I guess. Don't look at your failures as endings, but rather, I guess, look at them as possibilities, you know? What is there still left to do that you can do in your current state that you probably wouldn't be able to do otherwise, you know? It's hard to meet people when you're pulling millions of views because everybody that wants to talk to you usually wants you because you're getting views. So it's hard to tell who actually just wants to be around you, you know? I fear that day where I'm gonna be sitting there trying to figure out whether or not people actually want me or not. Like, that's a terrifying thought, but it's a very real thought. And I don't know how to feel about it. You know, I take that back. I have done that before. Like, I don't know how many views I'm pulling right now. I don't keep that number up, and I don't really care to. Not because I'm afraid of it or anything. I don't think it does me any good to have it up, so I don't have it up. But there was one guy who shall not be named. However, some of you know who I'm talking about. Who oftentimes only referred to me as somebody with 1,000 followers or other things as well, but that was like his big one. Behind closed doors, it was never the fact that, you know, I'm king and I'm a friend or whatever. Especially if he was mad at me, he would say, well, there's no reason 1,000 follower would be friends with me. It's like, you know, that makes me feel like you don't have any thoughts about our friendship here. And yeah, watch out for snakes like that. That's the thing. I've got so much more I want to say on that topic, but that's a can of worms. And I don't feel like fishing today. So we're just gonna keep building. But, yeah, you know, there's people out there who... I guess even no matter your size, there's people out there who only want you for what you can give them. And if they see you as an opportunity of gateway to fame or fortune or women, I don't know. Like, some people think that way, I guess. I don't know. Then, you know, you just gotta watch out for them. There's always gonna be people like that out there, sadly. So much skulk. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hello, Anime. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I have no clue how this skulk looks on camera, but in person it looks pretty nice. I say in person as if I'm actually in the game. But seeing it on my own monitor, I know compression is like one crazy thing, so it may be incredibly dark. But this is actually looking really, really cool. Okay, we're just gonna keep placing this around. We might have enough sculpt to finish this layer, and then we're gonna have to go back. We're gonna have to get more so that we can kind of cake it on, like onto the side so it's hanging down a little bit. And then I'll add more of the infestation kind of look, which I think will be good. Oh yeah, by the way, checked your friend out. He was giving me relationship advice. I was trying to set him up with my sister. That is awesome. You know, Gus is great. I actually got to send him a couple of DMs earlier. It's always nice hearing from him. Yeah, he's a cool dude. And he does have a lot of solid relationship advice. Let me just say that, like, he's got all the right ideas. It's just about finding the right person, in all honesty. Why did they have to remove the ability to bone meal sugarcane? Dude, I hate it. I wish they would bring it. Like, come on. Bedrock still has it. Bedrock has sugarcane bone mealing. But for whatever reason, we don't have it here on Java, and it's so annoying. I will say, to anybody out there, relationship advice-wise, I don't know why this has popped into my head, but I feel it necessary to say. If you are wanting to get into a relationship, the big thing I can really recommend to anybody right now is don't force it to happen. You know? Like, don't tell yourself you have to be in love with insert person here, or that you have to, you know, have a girlfriend by the end of 2025, or any of those things. Relationships are work, yes, but they should also have some amount of natural, flow to them, I guess. It doesn't necessarily have to be forced to happen. I don't know. The problem is the guy I like, I don't want to like him, so I avoid him. I get that. I get that. It's kind of funny how that happens. Like, you end up liking someone and it's like, I don't want to like them. That makes things way too complicated. Why brain? Why heart? Why would you do this? And then you're stuck dealing with it for a while. It's a rough situation. It's very rough. Sometimes it's an easy thing to fight off. Other times it's like, nope, that's sticking with you for months, which is sometimes a little painful. I say a little, it can be very painful, because I think we all think about heartache as the thing that's like, oh man, you know, they said that we broke up, or they told me no when I asked them out on a date. But heartache is also a thing of, like, your heart literally it wishes to be with them, and it's not, and it doesn't mean that somebody has done anything to wrong you. It's just that's the state of your being. And in the case of, like, you know, liking someone, but you don't want to like them, you still experience that emotion, and it's like that. It's a painful feeling. I don't know how much more skulk sounds I can take. This is almost awful sounding, but it's kind of nice too. I don't know. Okay. How much farther up do we go? Oh, we're there. Okay. Hey, Lando Floof, good to see you. What are you building? I am building a skulk cave, and we're actually not almost done, but we're almost done laying out the skulk, I think. It's looking pretty decent, though, so we've just laid down all the skulk on the bottom here, and we got it all the way up here. And we're going to start fading it into this cave here so it kind of slowly goes away, slowly fades out. And then we're gonna also add some, I'm gonna call it cake to the edge. You know how like there's like that hangover, and here I actually know exactly where it is. It's over here. I think I have some. It's kind of like this, except it's actually gonna droop down. I don't know why I didn't droop that down. Over here we have some droop. Okay, so it's kind of like this where it, well, where's the folds? We used to have parts that folded down, but I lost them. But I guess I'm gonna do that. I guess I don't have a example to show you, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Looks good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I had to go, but I'm back. Welcome back, Anime. Welcome back. Let's see. Ouch. So I guess that's kind of the next part, is deciding how high we want the sculpt to go up and how low we want it to go down. This feels very ominous. That actually is perfect. That's exactly how I wanted this to feel. I wasn't sure how the sculpt would look coming in, but this looks nice because it's very unsettling walking into this. It feels like you are walking upon a nest of some sorts, which is exactly what this is supposed to be. And we're gonna have sensors and shriekers everywhere in here as well. It's gonna be really cool. And the heart, I definitely want to beat. I definitely want the heart to have like some sort of thumping sound in it. Let's see. I'm gonna go with this sort of ordeal here. Something kind of like that, I think, would be kind of cool. So it'll kind of go up to that point, and it'll kind of come back down like so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, and then we're gonna add like some of the skulk vein, which I don't have on me, but that'll go up a little bit more, and then there might be some skulk hanging from the ceiling as well. So this whole room just got a lot smaller, but that's okay. Okay. Oop. And then like that. Okay, how's that look? Okay. Yes. Yes, that is actually perfect. 'Cause that'll be going all around the whole build, and then it'll actually connect up to this when it folds down as well, which will look really good. Okay. And I just need to skulk up the heart a little bit more, I think, and that'll be pretty good. It'll actually have more of the veins wrapping around it, I think. Let's see. Not gonna lie, I tune in to see the cool builds and just chat and chill. That's awesome. I'm glad you enjoy being here. I do my best. I do my best. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it, Panda. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. So we're gonna go. I want to go left or right. Left would be easier starting out, because if we go right, we're gonna have to go all the way up as well. So let's go left. We'll go from here all the way over to here, and see where that takes us. Once we get to about here, we're actually gonna have to do the folds down, because the folds will actually overtake this, because this would have spread up first, logically speaking. So it goes up the walls, and then once it's done going up the walls and it can't get any higher, it goes up and around, and then it grows down. So the down folds would be covering up the up folds. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it makes sense to me, I think. So I'm gonna do it. And Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Kind of reminds me of the 2014 Godzilla movie. I don't think I saw that one. Let me pull up a picture here. Images. Okay, I think I see like kind of what you're thinking of there. Yeah. Should I watch the Godzilla movies? There's a couple of them out there. Obviously, of course, you got the originals, but the newer ones I heard are actually pretty decent as well. And I mean, who doesn't love big dinosaur destroying cities, you know? That's always a good time. Boop. I'm gonna keep that there just so I can see. Yes, Godzilla vs. King Kong was really good. Okay. Okay, I might have to check them out then. Oop. Crap. Give me that back. Thank you. I'm out. Okay, do I have more skulk? I do. Look at me. I'm prepared. That is unfortunately all the skulk I have, but that'll be okay. We're have enough. At least for this project. Okay, that one hurt. Here's your dab bin. Thank you. I'd recommend them. I actually still have to watch the most recent one. Okay. I'll add it to my to-do list. I'll ask Admiral. He and I usually watch movies together. More recently, we watched the Batman, the newest one, and he and I watched that. That was pretty good. And Admiral is my brother. I should probably state that. I feel like I don't say that enough, and most people act surprised when they hear that. He's my brother, unfortunately. But we usually watch things together, so we'll have to see if we can work out a good time for that. I really can't wait to go watch the Minecraft movie. Like, that's high up on my priority list. It's gonna be a good time. I know it looks so silly and kind of stupid, but I can't wait. Is this a vault door? Are you at spawn, maybe? If you are, it's probably the builder base. Yes, okay, yeah, the builder base has a vault door, I believe, yeah. You mean the one with the guy from the Twilight movies, or did they make a newer one? Yes, yes, that one. The Twilight movie guys. There's a note block keypad. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I have no clue what the code is. I just always TP through it, because I didn't build it. I didn't build the door. But, yeah, that one was a good one. Twitch chat, we miss you? Wait. Are you guys chatting on Twitch? I can't see it. I'm sorry. Hang on. Hang on, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even know you guys were chatting. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You guys have been talking for so long. Oh, okay. Okay. I feel so bad. Thanks for letting me know, Darksider. Okay. Gonna hear the story now. If you joined the Dream SMP, you probably would end up not the best person. I would have been fine. Everybody else would have been bad. I just would have been in like the same boat as Tommy. AI King wouldn't have existed. By the way, AI King's birthday is tomorrow. Oh, sweet. I always want King. That's crazy. Hello, King EA Vince. Good to see you. Will you play Marvel Rivals on stream? Maybe, possibly, eventually, one day. There's people who want to use you and pretend to care about you and get what they want. Yeah, they will manipulate until they achieve what they want. And if they do not achieve it, they will seek vengeance and distraction. Yeah, sounds familiar. Bros, Jack Black. Hello, bro. It's still possible to get 1 emerald for 1 stick. Trade with villager. I cured them 5 times and still 26 sticks. Am I doing it wrong? I think they did patch that, yes. Website notebook and pen. Friends to enemies, enemies to friends, I mean. You like them, then they become annoying afterwards. They're a pain in the back. Oh, we're talking about girls there. Okay, yeah. So I like this girl, but she hasn't dated anyone, and it's gonna be hard to get her to want to date someone. Advise me. If you're still there, Swiftu. Big thing. Just kind of... One, don't count yourself out immediately, okay? Do not. To make that decision for her is completely and totally a bad idea. Throw yourself out on the line. You're gonna talk to her and say, like, I know you've not dated anyone, but I like you. I really like you, and I really want to see if this would work. If if you don't like me back, that's okay. I just ask that you think about it ask her to think about it. Ask her to think about it for like a day. And because somebody who hasn't dated before, when they're asked out, they start freaking out. The lights start flashing in their head, and they're like, oh, what do I do? I've never had this happen before. I don't like this. And the best thing you could do is tell them you don't have to answer right now. Tell them, if you don't mind, just think about it for a day, and we'll talk about it tomorrow maybe. And that's what I would personally do, I think. Just talk it out. No tips and tricks are going to be a genuine heart-to-heart talk. Exactly, Vince. Exactly. You don't want to... we overcomplicate women, guys. We overcomplicate them. They're just like us. They don't know how to talk to... They don't... There's no secret to talking to women. The secret is you just be truthful and you talk to them. That's the secret. You should do a RP lore plot season or just a better Dream SMP. Honestly, not a bad idea. I wouldn't be against trying something like that. If she likes you, she'll date you, to be honest. Better than this one guy in my grade who asked someone out and she ran away. That's rough. That's rough. Yeah, honestly, and if she doesn't date you, don't take that as a reflection of you. It's just a thing of it wouldn't work out anyway. So it's not a bad thing if she says no. It just saves you both time. I would move countries if someone did that to me. If she is not fancy, she would accept a date to Burger King. Yeah, I actually, honestly, she's not hungry. Some girl would go on a date just to take advantage of food. Hello, Panda. Good to see you. Darsh, welcome in. I'm sorry I didn't read chat. Dermatitis will be the death of me, bruh. I'm holding up a tea bag to my eye and it sucks. I'm sorry, dude. I've just finished up all my work from last quarter and I'm celebrating by playing cool math games. Heck yeah, let's go. King has favorite YouTube chat, Twitch #1. I like both chats, I promise. It's just I didn't know that my Twitch chat broke. Watch and Godzilla its peak. I'll make sure it's on the list. Here's your... I already dabbed. I'm sorry. I could see your channel points. I just couldn't read chat. I'm sorry. Forgot about Twitch chat. Probably feed is not moving. I think I knew that, but I also didn't know that. He has no TTS. I might need TTS just for that. Like half an hour messages, King. Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. All good. I didn't even realize you weren't looking at chat. Hi, Flames. Literally the scene at the end of Inside Out. Don't do what I did and think that the girl would automatically hate you after asking them out. That did not end well. See, I'm gonna refund some of your guys' channel points. Vince, I think you redeemed Silly Voice. I did not get that at all. I'm gonna refund that so that you can have your points back. Yeah, so I'll talk to you guys about this for a little bit. Assuming that they're gonna hate you when you ask them out is like so crazy, but it's our defense mechanism and saying, hey, you shouldn't do this because you don't want your feelings hurt. And so you build up this thought in your head of they're gonna hate me if I do this, so don't ask them out. Just don't do it. It's gonna hurt you. And you'll make up all these scenarios in your head to not do it, like they're gonna hate me, or they're gonna laugh at me, or what are some other things? I guess like they're probably not interested in me at all, kind of deal. You're gonna make up all these reasons to not, and it's better for you to just ask. Like, okay, and let me specify here. Don't just ask if you've liked this person for one day, okay? Depending on what your goals are in life, and I'm going to assume anyone that's dating is probably in it for the long term. They're not interested in a short relationship. People that are into short relationships kind of freak me out, I'm not going to lie. If you're into something long term, though, think about it. For the long term, thank you for the follow, Land of Floof. I appreciate it. Thank you. If you're in it for the long term, think about it as a long-term relationship. The person that you like, how do you like them? Do you like them well enough that like you could work through a tough experience with them? Do you know, like, okay, politically speaking, do you agree with them? That's a big one. What about their parents? Do you know their parents? That's not a huge one, but one of the big, there's a lot of reasons of divorce in the United States, but the leading causes, I believe, and I don't know the particular order, but it's they don't agree on money, they don't agree on whether to have kids or not, or how many. They don't agree on religion. They don't agree on politics. And did I mention in-laws? I don't think I did, but I meant to. In-laws. All those things are causes of divorce. So if you can find somebody that you agree with in all of those areas, you've set yourself up for a bright future. Now that doesn't mean you have to force yourself to like somebody that's like that, but that's like a big one. Is don't get yourself into a relationship with somebody who doesn't agree with you on those things, because it is going to absolutely, it's going to hurt. It's just gonna, because you're gonna both love each other, and I mean love, not just like, you're gonna love each other, and then you're gonna eventually reach one of those things where it's a speed bump and you're going at like 90 miles per hour, and you're gonna feel every single bit of that speed bump. And it's gonna kind of be like over at school zones, not kids, but actual speed bumps. There's a bunch of them lined up usually because they don't want you to speed through those parking lots, or out by a strip mall even. It would, you hit those speed bumps, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt really bad. And unless you're prepared to face those battles and say, I love you, and I don't love your politics, but I love you as a person, that's okay. But you gotta be willing to understand that that's a hard thing to work through. People always say that it doesn't matter, but it eventually matters. So you gotta think about that stuff. Another thing I would recommend everybody do, so you think about it for the long term. Do you like this person? Do you think it would work out in the long term? Okay. You think you do. Okay, that's fine. Now you need to think about it from their perspective. So you found a girl or a guy, and you gotta look at it from their perspective. Do you think they like you? This doesn't matter a bunch, but if you do think they like you, then there's no reason for you to not talk to them about this. If you don't think they like you, then you need to think about the possibilities of why. From their point of view, have they seen that you match up in a lot of things? Because if you don't match up, or you do match up but you don't display it, that's a big deal. For the example of religion, if you don't show that you are in a line of thinking of I can't play Minecraft in chat because unfortunately Twitch chat is on one screen and YouTube chat is on the other. I'm gonna try to reboot my Twitch chat and see if I can fix it, but I can't promise if it will or not work. Retry. It's not working. Connect. Come on. It's not connecting. That's fine. What was I talking about? Right. So let's say it's religion. In the case of me, I'm a Christian. I don't hide that. It's right there in the tags on Twitch, and I feel like I reflect it somewhat in the way I speak and the way I act and the way I treat people. I think it shows. But let's say I didn't reflect that character, and I didn't reflect it in my day-to-day life so that people could see it. And I know that it's a core value of somebody else, and I see it. I know I'm a Christian, but she doesn't. Well, when I walk up to her and she doesn't think I'm a Christian, what's the first thing that she's going to say when your core values don't match up? Well, she's going to say no. So you need to make sure that you're actually showing that you do match in some regards. So you got to be willing to have those conversations of like, oh yeah, when I'm really into personal finance and I like to save money and blah 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 blah. Don't be pretentious about it, but don't be afraid to say stuff like that and say like, oh yeah, my line of thinking comes from my religion, so and I'm a Christian or I'm a Buddhist or insert religion here or no religion. Kind of throwing those things out there just so one, you can actually see what her core values are or their core values. This works for both people. But you need to learn all of their core values, and you need to make sure that she knows or they know your core values as well. And then that lets you kind of work through that it lets you work through that stage of awkwardness of like, I like you, but I don't know if you would like me because you don't know these things about me. Make sure they know those things about you. There's no reason to hide those things. If you like them, they could be civil with you in topics about religion and about politics and about that stuff. They're not going to take it to a 100% and yell at you because you disagree. And if they do, that tells you that they weren't the one for you. I feel like there's a bunch more that I want to say, but I can't remember it all. I'd really love to compile this all into like a video, honestly, because I've got so much relationship advice for people, because I've seen my friends go through it, and I'm like, I would never do that. And then I've grown up in places, and I've moved around a lot, and I've gotten to hear other people's stories and their advice, and so I've been able to compile that all into my life, and it's been good. So yeah. To be honest, I knew this dude who got rejected and he moved on in like a day. That's insane to me. That's insane. Politics is a hard one. It is a hard one. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, there are things that people feel very strongly about. And if you don't agree with them on it, sometimes it leads to hurt. And as long as you're willing to sit down and have a calm conversation about it, it usually goes okay. And I mean, I even recommend doing that with your friends. I've had political discussions with my friends, and we're on complete opposite sides. Like they're way over here, like off camera kind of there, and I'm way over here off camera kind of thing. And we've had a conversation, and I thought for sure it was going to be a knockout, drag out kind of thing. But I realized, no, that it wasn't ever going to be that because they're good people. We always see that the political disagreements on TV and on the news and stuff are, that's what's fed to us. That's what we see as normal, but that's not normal. Most people are able to have a good conversation about it and not yell at each other. And if you are yelling at each other, then I don't know, grow up. You don't need to yell at each other. Important thing that I think everybody should know, it takes two to tango. And by that I mean, if you're arguing with somebody, don't just blame them for arguing with you. It takes two to argue. So think about it that way, and I think it helps calm things down because you can look at it and go, we're arguing. I'm feeding into it. Whether they're instigating it or not doesn't matter. We are arguing. I'm going to step back from it. And that's okay. That's an okay thing to do. You can step back. Like that, there's nothing wrong with that. King would make a good dad. I want to be a father at some point. It's high up on my to-do list. I think I'd be a good dad. I don't know the first thing about it, but I think I've been told by so many people that I think they think I do a good job, and a lot of people admire that about me, and I want to. That's high up on my list. I really do. I had asked her out, and when she said no thanks, for some reason my brain immediately thought that she would now hate me and tell everybody that I asked her out. Hence, she did not. She did understandably tell her best friend, though. And I think that's fair, as long as you know that, at the end of the day, people, this is something like that freaks me out all the time, and I need to remind myself this. You like someone, you ask them out, they say no, and they go and tell everybody, or they tease you for it, and even if they said yes, they tease you for it. You're human, so what? It's human to feel emotions and to like people and to express love and to feel things, it's human. You're human, so what? People are gonna tease you for that? I don't know, it makes them look really silly. I need to do better about that. I'm not judging anyone for being worried about what other people think, but I know I need to do better about that. And that's my thoughts on it, honestly, is, okay, so what? We're human. Okay. Me and my girlfriend broke up mainly because I disagreed with her religion, and also because it wouldn't work out long term, and that's a mature thing to break up over, honestly, long term and religion, and hopefully it wasn't a nasty breakup. I hope for you, both of you, that's the case. Politics is good considering my area. I'm willing to work hard on finance. Religion is also probably good considering my area. So I can probably find someone. Yeah, I mean, honestly, as long as those things line up, you're usually in pretty good standing. And finance, it doesn't necessarily mean like you have to be good with finance, but if you want to be with someone who is also good at finance, or who is good at finance in general, you gotta be willing to also put in the effort of making sure that their system doesn't get messed up. Because if you're a spender and she's a saver, or she's a spender and you're a saver, you're working at opposite ends of the spectrum there. And you're trying to put away money so that you guys can retire and have a nice house and have, you know, you're putting away all that money so you can go on like a nice vacation or buy a nice car or have money so that you can send your kids to college. And then over here, you know, she's spending money on PC parts and unbudgeted PC parts, and unbudgeted craft supplies and energy drinks and all these things that you didn't plan for. You're working at opposite ends of the spectrum there, and depending on who's bringing in the dough, it creates a lot of tension. Even without who brings in the dough, it creates a lot of unnecessary tension. So, so long as you can agree with them on a money plan, it works out fine, I think. And you do want the money plan to be net positive, not net negative, because debt will create tension as well. And on just asking girls your point, King, I have asked out one girl and I have told the story so many times. It took a day for a response, and then she said no. She said she thought of me as a brother, a friend, and she had a boyfriend. Okay, I feel like you should know that she has a boyfriend. That's very important. Before you ask, okay, priority number one, guys, before you ask a girl out, she has to be in your age range, okay? That's a non-negotiable. Priority number two before asking a girl out, does she have a boyfriend? Priority number three, do your values line up? Okay, I think we got that covered now. And then she never spoke to me again and did hate me, but that hopefully won't happen again. Well, that's a reflection of her character, not yours. So I'm sorry that happened, though. Let's see the new girl. Christian, Democratic, which will be fun and no children. Money. Oh, boy. Don't you want to have kids, Swifto? She's Democratic and I am Republican, but that doesn't matter to me much. I mean, it may not matter to you, but make sure that it doesn't matter to her. Because that's the thing. If it doesn't matter to her, make sure that it actually doesn't matter. There's a lot there. Me and wife are not too extreme with the religion area. She went Christian church and I went to Catholic church before we got married. Okay, that's pretty cool. And honestly, those are close enough and dependent on what branch of Christian church and what branch of Catholic church. Some of those are very, very similar too. But you guys believe on the same basics, which is important. I couldn't imagine, like, if I sat there and was dating or married to somebody that, and I believe that they weren't going to be in the same place as me after we die. Like, that would hurt me on the inside chronically. And the fact that I'm in the same, like, I go to sleep next to their side thinking that same thing every single night, that would hurt me a lot. It would be really, really hard. So as long as you agree on the basics of it, you don't have to be exact. Like, same denomination, not necessarily. Some denominations aren't the same, though, in terms of Christianity. And there's a lot there that you would need to dissect. Hey King, could I build a minigame area in the minigame area? Could I build a minigame in the minigame area? Probably, yeah. I might have to give you perms, but I would trust you. King, do you like the Orange Man president or not? He does some cool things, he does some bad things. I think not all presidents are all bad or all good. I won't get into a whole bunch of specifics on that, but as with the last president, the old senile man, he did some good things and some bad things. And just like Orange Man 1, he did some good things, some bad things, and just before him, Barack Obama. He doesn't even get a title, he's just Barack Obama. Again, some good things, some bad things, and that's just been the history of all the US presidents. In all honesty, I'm sure if I went back and looked up George Washington's history, I'd find some good and some bad. Gonna take a while for him to catch up. Yeah, I'm a little slow. I also kind of learned that lesson as well. I have a friend that I don't entirely agree with politically, and when I had a conversation with them about it, I thought the same thing. that really wasn't the case. Yeah, it was very weird. I was expecting to get kicked out of the group chat. I was expecting to be blocked by all of them, and no, we actually had a really productive conversation, and it was honestly probably one of the, not the most important conversation in my life, but it was a very important conversation in one of their lives. I know that as a fact because it dove into religion after the fact, and I don't know where they landed with things, but I know that not too long after that they did pass away, and you know, maybe in their last moments that conversation had something. I don't know, but it was important to me to have that with them. After the fact, I realized that, but you know, don't shy away from those conversations. They're tough, and they can be maddening at times, especially when it feels like you're talking in circles. But they are so important. They're so important to have. Normalize having a conversation that's healthy. I have been living life very simply. One conversation and asking someone out can lead to a lifetime of love. Absolutely. Absolutely, Swift do. If she says no, you can forget about it, move on, stop thinking about small stuff, and you'll forget in 3 days. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we were refraining from talking about where we actually are politically. I was trying to, and I think I did okay. I mean, again, I think there are some presidents who do good and some who do bad. That's just how it goes. Think about big stuff. I don't want to date that girl. No, but you have to understand the context. She was in my age range, and we were legit talking about relationships that night. Sure, buddy, sure. I don't know if I want children. I'm thinking I might donate just to legally keep my lineage alive. Okay. I read that and then my brain caught up. Okay, I see. She also said she was single 3 days before the girl I asked. Single 3 days before, so I assumed she still was. Okay, in your defense, that's fair. I don't know how in 3 days she went from being single to having a boyfriend. Usually there's a talking stage, but sometimes I guess they skip that. I don't know. I don't know how the kids go about dating these days. I'm not in that age group. I don't have to know. Yeah, many denominations of Christianity aren't the same, even though my girlfriend was a Christian, her denomination was too off from mine. And that's a thing. You know, you got to be aware of that. I'm going to open a casino. Hey, let's go. Alright, deals don't align there. It's the same orange man. Wait, what? I don't know what that was in reference to, but yes. Some people don't do talking phases if they knew the person for a while already. That's true. That's true. If you know somebody, it's easy enough to skip that phase, but I don't know. I feel like even if you know somebody super well, you do need that talking phase where it's like deciding, do I like you? Do you like me? Was it just me bottling up my feelings and thinking like, oh yeah, was it me bottling up my feelings thinking I liked you, and then I gaslit myself into thinking I liked you, but I really didn't? You know, that's what that talking phase is for, but it's also for understanding each other. Like, yes, you know who they are, but do you know, like, this is one that I love that people talk about in their talking phase. They'll talk about things like, oh, well, I do this, which might annoy you. Or I do this, which might annoy you. It's like, those are things you should be talking about. Because if you're talking about long-term relationships, how do they live? Like Ben says here, you don't know somebody until you live together. So how do they live? Tell them like, hey, what are some of your pet peeves? Like, if I were to leave a dirty dish out all night, would that bug you? Yes. Okay, how much would it bug you? Okay, so I need to either get into the habit of putting away my dirty dish, or we need to not do this, because that's going to create an issue. Or, pets. Talk about pets. Do you want pets? Do you have to have pets? Are you allergic to anything? Okay, what about your diet? What do you eat? Are you vegetarian? Are you vegan? Do you eat anything? Okay. Jobs. Okay. Are you comfortable with your partner doing work? Are you comfortable with them being the breadwinner? Like, that's something that you also gotta consider. And like, oh my goodness, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. And you gotta talk about some of that. And I think even if you know somebody, like, my best friend, I mean, he's a dude, so I wouldn't get into a relationship with him anyway. But for example, I don't know how he lives. I've known him for 8 years now, but I don't know all of his pet peeves. I know he doesn't like liars. I don't lie, so I don't. That's why our friendship works pretty good. But you know, that's the only pet peeve I know. I don't know what bothers him in a household relationship. And that's something that you need to talk to your spouse or your partner about. I don't care about religion and partners, but I know that some people do, so that sometimes creates a problem. It absolutely can, yeah. That's fair, Coral. That's fair. You think you know them until you live together, yeah. Then you really know them. The only reason people care is some religions require you to be the same religion to get married to a person. That's fair. And like I said, like for me, it would create a lot of hurt knowing that they're not the same religion as me. And in my case, I believe that they're not gonna be in heaven with me after we die, and that's like, oh, that hurts. That hurts thinking about that. Like that would drag me down. That would drag me down a really dark path. So I know I couldn't do it, but I know some people, you know, like that doesn't cross their mind, and that's okay. That's okay too. I don't think everybody should be the same. That's the thing about being human is, that we're not the same. We're not robots. That's cool. That's really cool, isn't it? We're all free. We all have free will. Isn't that great? I probably won't get a girlfriend, and I probably won't get a girlfriend until later in life, simply because I don't think I'm mentally ready enough. What I ask is that they're fine with not fully straight people and somewhere near my political opinions, because it's something about myself I express very often and naturally with people I'm close with. And that's fair, Vince. And that's a very mature way to take your life, you know? Not to take your life in a direction, not I cut that off in a bad place. That's a very mature way to look at life, though. You know, you're looking at it and you're going, I don't think I'm mentally ready enough. I don't think, you know, and you're already aware of some things that you're ready to look for. That's really awesome, because it gives you an idea of like your early stages right now, and you're able to scout, but you're not going to commit to anything. But you're kind of looking around and you're going, I go to school with you, I go to school with you, I go to school with you, and all these different things. And like you're thinking about it and you're going, okay, well, this is what this person thinks like, this is what this person thinks like, and so on and so forth. And it kind of gives you an idea of possible doors in the future as well, which is great. Like my ex's religion required me to switch to her denomination. That's insane. That's actually insane. To be honest, I don't know how people move on from one relationship to another. It looks so easy for them, but I can barely figure out if I'm really in love with someone or if it's just temporary. That's so fair, Vince. I don't know how that happens. I don't understand it. Like for me, I am a very much one and done kind of person. I do not wish to be in I don't wish to have said like, oh yeah, all my past girlfriends. Like, no, I'm one person. That's all. That's all I want. Because I don't know if I can deal with the... I can deal with the pain and the heartache and all that, but do I want to? No. And I know I'm going to take it tough if it ever did happen to me that way. So, yeah. They love crushing a loaf. Reg, I have some sad news for you. Oh boy, I don't know. I don't know where that's going. I find a new girlfriend in heaven, JK. I wonder if people get remarried in heaven if their spouses don't go to heaven. Depends on religion. That's true. That is true. I'm personally vegetarian. Most people I've met don't care, but some did care due to dietary restrictions. That's fair. That's like that's a tough one, because it's like, well, here's like one thing I guess that's important to think about is like, are you like you probably don't care if they eat meat around you, but like for some people that would be like a no, like I'm vegetarian because I don't support the meat industry, down with big meat, and blah 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 blah. Like, you know, some people are that way. Some people are like, yeah, personally I'm just not into eating meat, that's not my thing. You do you though. Some people can't stand the taste, some people can't stand the smell, all those things. And, you know, some people are like, well, I would like to experience these dishes with you, or I don't want to cook more than one thing. And so, like, all those things are important. But, like, I think it's mature of you, Coral, to really just not care in a lot of those places. Like, I think that's very respectable. I like the anime thinking of when you die, you get reborn in a new world with power. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I've seen that one. Not gonna be in heaven with you, Reg? Oh man. Guess I'll have to meet you in real life before then. I won't care as long as they do good veggies. Oh, vegetables are great. There are some good vegetables, let me say. But I also really love a good cheeseburger. Like my best friend exited a relationship like halfway through last year, and 2 months later he was talking to someone else. He didn't feel like being in a relationship again, and other girls, different girls, kept trying to get with him. Last month, he started talking with someone again, and I think they're going to get together soon. This absolute beast of a guy could have had like 5 different girlfriends if he put his mind to it. That's insane to me. For me, it's like, I could never. Once I even get the inkling of an idea that I might like someone, I will not allow myself to like anybody like at the same time. Like I could never like 2 people at once. That's just not how my brain works. It's a one-track kind of guy, you know? And so like if I ever have the idea in my head, it's like I don't attach myself to them, but I grow attached to that sort of. And so it would be very tough for me to go like, I'm in a relationship, oh, I'm out of a relationship, and then boom, 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 3 more relationships hammered out right then and there. Like that would be insane. That would be insane to me. I get to meet Reg IRL, confirmed. AO, maybe, possibly, one day. Maybe if he and you go to next TwitchCon, you meet a lot of Twitch streamers there. I do want to go to TwitchCon. I kind of want to go to the one next year, but money is, it is an object. And it's not an object in heavy supply. For me to go to TwitchCon would require me to pay a lot of money just on airline alone. And then once you get there, you have the hotel and all that stuff. But I would like to go. I want to go at least once. If I don't go once, I'd be very sad. We'll see, though. It's high up on my to-do list. So are so many other things, though, you know? By the way, I also wanted to warn you, Reg, while you may find what you consider the perfect person, don't forget there's a chance that things won't work out. I know you know this. I think it's just the sort of thing that's better to hear from someone else. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That is a very important thing, and everybody should hear that, honestly. You might find somebody who you deem is like, this is my idea of a perfect person. And you should be aware nobody is ever perfect. Even in your own eyes, you might see them as perfect. Just know they're not perfect even to you. They're gonna have flaws. And I think if you can see those flaws, that makes you, like, very respectable. But saying, I choose to look past your flaws. And like you said, it may not work out still. Like, it may still end up being that you guys you fall out of love. That's a thing that happens to people, and it's sad. But I also think there's a chance that if you both like each other, you should just take that chance. Go for it, you know? What's the worst that could happen? Your mom was perfect. That's crazy, Admiral. That's crazy. My own brother. My own brother. Ah. I went to Vegas TwitchCon. My grandma lives there. Oh, that's cool, dude. That's really cool. I really want to go to TwitchCon, but they're a little pricey because I have to fly all the way across the country, and then again, housing is a nightmare. But I'd like to go someday. Okay. As much as I would really love to stay live, I need to end because ads are about to start. So we are going to end with a raid on the Twitch side. And YouTube, if you guys want to, you can hop over to Twitch, but don't feel like you have to. But we're going to end with a raid. We're going to go say hello to some people. We're actually going to go say hi to Featherfetcher. He's a really cool dude. Very, very cool dude. And he's working on his survival world, vanilla survival. And highly, highly encourage you guys to pop in and say hello to him. Thanks for talking, though. It was a lot of fun, guys. I hope you all have a good night. And I will hopefully see you guys again tomorrow when we're playing some Twitch SMP on Twitch. YouTube, sorry, guys. I don't stream Twitch SMP on YouTube yet. Soon. Lame time to show up. I'm sorry, Gus. It's good to see you, though, dude. I hope you have a good night. All right, everybody. I hope you have a good night. Later, everybody. Bye-bye.